it goes to it. It don't really break the thing. It don't break the thing. But I just started the YouTube thing, so I just started the YouTube. Yeah. But so you're right though. But that's what's missing. We skipping a council. So Constantinople would be where they really. Let me make sure. There's a book I read on the first seven ecumenical councils. They already know what I want. Please let me. So check it out. So yeah. So, convened by Roman Emperor Theodosius I, the First Council of Constantinople, 381, established Nicene Trinitarianism as the Orthodox Christian faith, by affirming the full divinity of the Holy Spirit and finalizing the Nicene Constantinopolitan Creed. Right. Listen to this last. It says, "It unified the church, permanently outlawed Arianism, and elevated Constantinople's ecclesiastical rank." Right. Okay. That's what we was missing. Please. So, the Arab world would have been Arian. They would have practiced Arianism all the way up until, or like right after, the Council of Constantinople. And after that, in comes, because remember, all of this is happening in Constantinople. So right after that, in comes who? Nestorius. I think Eutychus might be before him, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, let me see. Yep. Okay, let me see. So listen to this. Just check me out. We got it. It says Eutychus was a 5th century Constantinople monk whose extreme Christological views sparked intense theological controversy in the early church. In his zeal to oppose Nestorianism, right? Because we have. Okay, let me. Give me a second, YouTube. Yeah. Okay. It come together. It come together. So give me. Okay. So it says Nestorius and Eutychus were 5th century Christian figures whose opposing theological extremes shaped Orthodox Christology. It says Nestorius argued that Jesus' divine and human natures were completely separate, which would be Miaphysitism, while Eutychus claimed Christ's humanity was swallowed by his divinity, which would be Monophysitism. Stay with me. Don't lose me. Just stay with me. Okay. So Nestorius taught that in Christ there were 2 separate persons, one divine, one human, loosely joined together, which is what my friend just said when he was up here. He said right. So just listen to this next part. It says he rejected the title Theotokos, the mother of God, because he was saying that Mary did not conceive God, she conceived of the Christ. And so they had to have the Council of Ephesus in 431, where this is where Mary becomes the mother of God, right? Okay. Eutychus is his adversary, right? So Eutychus is saying, no, Jesus Christ does not have 2 natures, separate but loosely together. His human nature has been swallowed up. That would be monophysite, or they call it Eutychianism. So it says Eutychus reacted. It says he reacted against Nestorianism by going to the opposite extreme. He taught Monophysitism, arguing that Christ had 2 natures before the incarnation, but only one fused nature after, meaning his humanity was dissolved into his divinity. Yeah. It says Eutychus' teachings were eventually condemned at the Council of Chalcedon. So they addressed Nestorius in 431, and they addressed Eutychus in 451. But then you have at the close of the Council of Chalcedon, you get what? Diophysitic, Chalcedonian, Byzantine backed Christianity. Now what's happening? Miaphysitism, monophysitism, persecuted. This falls in line with the Ghassanids, who are, if I'm not mistaken, the Ghassanids were yes, we on track. I'm on track. I'm locked in. So the Ghassanids would have been who Theodora would. Oh yeah, I got it. So Jacob Bardaeus is commissioned by Theodora to spread monophysite Christianity to the Arabic world, and I need to see who spread. We almost there. It's coming together. Mm-hmm. Something's missing. Okay. No, I said something incorrect. We got it. Just roll with me. So the Ghassanids practiced monophysite Christianity, and the Lachmids practiced Nestorianism, which is the Christology that Jesus Christ was God and man loosely together. So it says Nestorianism was introduced to the Lachmid capital through the missionary work of the Church of the East, often referred to as the Nestorian Church. Syriac-speaking Christian monks and missionaries from the Sasanian Persia actively spread the faith among the local inhabitants, beginning as early as the 4th century. So boom. So now we have Sasanian Persian missionary work spreading Nestorianism to the Lachmids, which are Arabs. You have one side practicing Nestorianism, and then you get Jacob Bardaeus and Theodora spreading monophysite Christianity on the Ghassanids side. Mind you, these are both, remember, the Romans and the Persians are at war. So if the Persians are practicing this version of Christianity on this side, and they got their Arab military buffer state, and the Romans are practicing, or Jacob, and they're practicing monophysite Christianity, and they're backing the Ghassanids on this side, you now have Rome, you have Roman Christian Arabs versus Persian Christian Arabs used against on opposite sides of the conflict. And remember what I told y'all, Heraclius I, this is after Justinian, because there are Roman emperors after Justinian. Heraclius I is the one who said, fuck them Ghassanids, we gone. He pulled out. No, did he? He pulled out. And then you have Rome and Persia was weak after the war. So now you just got all these fucking Arab Christians. And they basically, my theory is that they band together and rise up and take over all that shit. That's the theory. That's the theory I'm working on. I gotta put the missing pieces together. But I'm telling you, that shit adding up, like it's slowly but surely making more and more sense. But that's a different conversation. YouTube, what it do? It's your boy Black Atheist. This is episode 77 of Black People Should Not Be Christians, Muslims, Hebrew Israelites. What you just caught the tail end of my little ramble rant. I was talking about some stuff with the Arab Christians in Islam and stuff. But yeah, so I don't know. Ain't nobody came up yet that would be a adversary. I guess they don't want to talk to me today. So over on YouTube, I appreciate y'all. Can y'all make sure y'all hear me? Shit. Okay, they hear me. Cool. Somebody put a thumbs up. Let me know y'all can hear the stream. Cause I don't even.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I was talking to YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What's up? How old are you?
26.
You a Christian, a Muslim, a Hebrew Israelite, or something else?
I'm a Hebrew Israelite.
Do you know where the Levant is?
Yeah, but that ain't what I'm here for. I'm here.
Okay.
You say, why should black people be Christian, Muslim, or Hebrew Israelite? So I wanted to address that if I could.
Yeah.
Okay. Does a Chinese man get to choose to be a Chinese man, or is he just born that way?
He's born that way.
So as a Hebrew Israelite, you don't get to choose whether or not to be a Hebrew Israelite. However, you get to choose whether you practice Jewry, which is the customs of keeping the commandments and so on and so forth. So I would say you, brother, based on what your ancestry is, you don't have a choice on whether or not you're a Hebrew Israelite. The only choice you have and the only question you should ask is whether or not you should be a practicing Israelite, if you should be a practicer of Jewry, and those customs and cultures of Jewry.
Yeah. So all we got to do is identify who these Israelites are, and we'll clear this right on up.
Okay, so going back to geography, are you familiar with Negro land?
We skip some. Okay, we're gonna come to that because I know where that's at. I know about that. I want to go in order because if we skip some steps, if we skip some steps, we're gonna miss something.
All right.
So first we have to identify where the original Israelites where they would have been from, where they would have like descended.
Well, I think in our situation, the best way to figure out who we are and what our history is to trace our steps back, starting from where we are right now, and then going back.
Right. So the Israelites, the Bible tells you who those Israelites are.
Where at in the Bible?
Deuteronomy 26, verse 5.
And what does that say?
That their father was a wandering Aramaean.
Aramaean? And yes. What is an Aramaean?
Indo-European, brother.
An Indo-European? So who was Jacob's father?
A wandering Aramaean. That's exactly what the verse is talking about, Jacob's father. And it says his father was a wandering.
I'm asking, who was Jacob's father? What was his name? And then who was his father? Because wasn't he from Ur of the Chaldeans?
It tells you who their father is, brother.
So would you say he was from Ur of the Chaldees? And then when Jacob comes on the scene and he has his 12 sons, we see it transition to now the whole quote unquote racial identity of the Israelites being established through their father and their father and their father and their father, according to Numbers 1 and 18. But like I say, when it comes to black people and our history, I like to start where we are right now and trace our steps back because it makes it easier to determine where we came from and who we were before we got to America.
Right.
That's why I said, Slaki, keep going.
we have to understand who the Israelites are before. That's what I'm telling you. If we can identify who the people in the book are, that will determine if that's us or not. And so,
So how do you feel about? Do you believe in you? You don't believe in the Bible, so you probably wouldn't adhere to the prophecies in Deuteronomy 28, where it clearly lets us know who the Israelites were and are according to the curses. But if you don't subscribe to the Bible, we can't use that. That's why I want to stick to the historical things,
we
or
can do.
specifically cartography.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that. So I don't have a problem with us doing an internal critique when we're talking about the identification of Israel. I don't have a problem with an internal critique. But when you go to Deuteronomy 28, you have to start at verse. You have to start at verse 15,
Right.
because verse 15 set the stage. It sets the stage for the curses.
Right.
And if verse 15 does not apply to you, the curses cannot apply to you.
You said verse 15 does not apply to you?
I said, if verse 15 does not apply, the curses cannot apply, because verse 15 sets the stage.
No, that's not true, because when we're talking about the Bible, just because you say a newborn baby hasn't broken the commandments or kept the commandments, but they're still having to deal with the curses because of what their forefathers did.
You're not listening to me.
Well, then I apologize. Can you word it for me? Break it down. I'm black and slow, brother.
You're not black and slow. Verse 15 sets the stage for the curses. If verse 15 does not apply to you, the curses do not apply to you. Because
I would say verse 15 applies to every single Black, Hispanic, and Native American.
I'm glad you said that. No, it does not, because verse 15 says, if you reject or go against the God, this is what's going to happen to you.
That's not what it says.
Yes,
it says if you break these commandments, if you don't adhere to these commandments and these laws and statutes, then all these curses will be put upon you. And we see in scripture.
Right there. So in order to break the commandment from the God, you would have had to been worshiping the God in the first place.
No.
Yes, sub-Saharan Africans. You brought up the native and all that stuff. This is just about black people.
No, I can't say that, because the Israelites aren't just black people.
We're talking about black people, though. We're black.
Okay, we're gonna stick to that then.
So sub-Saharan Africans did not worship Yahweh. Therefore, we cannot be reduced to these curses, because we didn't have a chance to go against the God's commandments, because we never heard of the God.
Sub-Saharans, I agree, sub-Saharan Africans did not worship Yahweh. However, the Israelites that were dispersed in sub-Saharan Africa, they did.
There are no Israelites dispersed in sub-Saharan Africa. What you have,
brother, there was a whole captivity of sub-Saharan Africa where the Israelites were in captivity there.
We about to jump. Let's jump. Now we can go to the Negro land thing. You brought up the cartography. You have to understand that those white Europeans, they mislabeled this Negro land as Judah. It wasn't Judah as in Judah from the Bible. It was spelled differently, but because white racist people who practice Christianity, they're going to go with what they know, and what they know is Judaism or Judah. So they mislabeled that part of Africa as Judah when it is not Judah.
So can I ask you a couple of questions in regard to what you just said?
Go ahead.
My first question would be, it wasn't just Judah on that map. There's also the kingdom of Benjamin, the kingdom of Levi, which they also labeled as the kingdom of Ashanti. And there was even the kingdom of Esau, of Edom. So with that being said, why would they have all four of those specific tribes as kingdoms there? And then if we were to agree with what you say, then we would have to ask ourselves the questions of, why are we seeing people of the kingdom of Ashanti wearing ephods on their chests? Why are we seeing the Yoruba and the Igbo proclaiming their ancestry goes back to Israel. Why are we seeing these things if what you're saying is true and it was just a mistake on the so-called white man's part?
Because if you understand how colonialism works, these people they begin to adopt this culture as it is spread to them. But it comes
But
from
I'm saying,
somewhere. It comes from somewhere else. So if you have African people identifying as Israelites who they predate, that is a result of colonialism.
okay,
Our
they were
haplogroup is older than their haplogroup. Therefore, we predate their culture and their ethnicity. We cannot be reduced to Benjamin,
whose
Levi.
culture and ethnicity?
I'm naming them. We cannot be reduced to Benjamin, Levi, Jacob, Isaac, the 12 tribe. You can't reduce us to those things because African civilizations predate them and had nothing to do with them until colonialism and the spread of the culture to those different African people.
What date? What date would you put on that?
Let me give you something. I'll give you something. There are cases where there are mixed race African people who have mixed with people from the Levant. But like I told the last person I had this conversation with, before the race mixing, they were African and they were Levantine, Middle Eastern, Indo-European. Before the race mixing, when the race mixing happens, now you have Black people who are connected to the Levant, but this is not the rule. This would be the exception. And even if they have their culture is mixed, before it was mixed, they were African. And so Black people are not the people of the book. The people of the book are something exclusive that's very young and new. Not us.
Okay, now you brought out we didn't have it until colonization. What date would you put on that?
I would say North Africa.
Would you say that was before? Would you say that was before or after the Spanish and Portuguese Inquisition?
I might have to say after. I think. Hold on. Let me. I want to say after because I'm trying to think. In order for these African groups to be claiming identity or kinship to people out the Bible, they would have had to been introduced to this religion.
In order for it to fit your premise, yeah.
No, I'm saying because even the Torah comes from the Levant. If it's written in Hebrew in the Levant, how does the tradition get to sub-Saharan Africa?
Because so-called Negroes have been dispersed in all nations. I see you put your head down when I said that.
Okay.
But can we go back to the whole question I asked you?
The Israelites are not Negroes because the Bible tells you who they are and where they're from.
Okay, we can get to that, but let's go back to my question I asked you.
No, stop. Listen to me.
You don't want to go back to the question?
Because you're trying to skip. Okay, you're trying to skip the origin of these people, and you want to jump to African people practicing the culture.
No, that's not what I'm trying to do, brother. Can I ask one more time?
The Israelites are not Negro or Black or African. They are Syrian.
All right, so can I ask my question again?
Aramaean.
Can I ask my question again? Because you haven't answered it.
I did.
What was my question?
You said, when would they have been introduced to this culture? Was it before the Spanish Inquisition or after?
And you said after, right?
I said it would have to been after, or it would have to been after their contact with these European people because that's where it comes from.
Okay. So to get a clear answer, you're saying it happened after the Spanish Inquisition, correct?
I'm saying it cannot predate their contact with these Europeans, whenever that
And
date is.
the reason I don't like the answer you just gave me isn't because it disagrees with me, but because you're trying to fit it into your premise. That's why I'm asking a simple question.
No,
If is it did it happen before or after? You're saying it happened after, right?
this is what I'm telling you. Once we establish that the Israelites are Syrian, modern day Iraq, Palestine, Chaldean, Aramean, once we establish their identity, we can now deduce that we cannot be the original because the original is from a different region, a different haplogroup, a different race of people. So if we are not the original, how did we get the history or how did we get the tradition? It would have had to have come from who? From them. So I'm saying us claiming to be Benjamin, Levi, Judah, Huda, us claiming to be these people cannot predate our contact with the European or with said people. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. So would you say the hieroglyphs when it came to the not the huts, I forgot the name they used, but basically they have hieroglyphs of the Israelites being in captivity in Egypt and then leaving captivity out of Egypt. Would you say that that predates or comes after European contact with the so-called Negro man? I'm asking this question for
You
a
say they
specific
have
reason.
what? Are you talking about the Exodus?
I'm talking about the hieroglyphs in the pyramids in Egypt.
You're talking about the Exodus, though, or the story in the Bible about Moses and his people being in captivity.
I'm talking about what's recorded on the hieroglyphs that you also see in the book of Exodus, yes.
But the hieroglyphs does
Would you
not.
say that that was before or after contact with the
These
Europeans?
these hieroglyphs are not talking about Israelites being in captivity, brother.
Okay, so are those hieroglyphs before or after European captivity? That's my question.
What are they before or after?
I just need a yes or no, brother. Or maybe to better give you a reason to answer my question. The reason I'm asking that to you is because I can go into the history to demonstrate that those people that was in captivity in Egypt on those hieroglyphs were Negroid people who were keeping the commandments and wearing fringes, like you read about in Numbers 15:38. And if I
Brother,
can demonstrate, if I can demonstrate that using a Egyptian hieroglyph, which dates back before any type of European contact with Negro people to influence them to practice these customs, then your whole premise is debunked.
what's the hieroglyph? Pull it up.
How do I pull it up on the screen for you to see it?
Give me the name.
Let me get it for you.
You ain't even listening. We've already identified who the Israelites are, where they're from, who their father is. It's not up for debate. Claiming to be an Israelite when we know the Israelites are not Negro, not black, not African. It's I don't understand. But if you want to, um, you're literally cosplaying as white people. Just give me a name.
Oh
Give
shit,
me
I know
give,
what's up.
give me a name of a hieroglyph that mentions these Israelites being in captivity. Because I don't see anything that's talking about Israelites being in captivity in no hieroglyphs. If you can pull it up for me, it'll help. I don't know.
Do I send the images to
Just
your
give me the name so I
message?
can look it up.
It's pictures.
What's the date of these hieroglyphs?
Wait, hold up. What is the name of them so I can look them up?
Yeah, the hieroglyphs.
It's not a name of them. It's the story of Moses and him
It's
leading
going
the
to be
people out of
given a
captivity.
name.
Hold on.
No, it's not. You're talking about a stela or something like that.
Hold on. I asked you, were you talking about the exit? I asked you, were you talking about the Exodus story?
Yeah. In the hieroglyphs.
Okay. Now, you don't have a name? Like what Mac is telling me? You don't have a name of the hieroglyph, brother?
I have pictures of it. So I'm asking, can I send you the pictures of it?
He's trying to look them up himself, so we don't have to do all this, right?
He's
looking for a name that he can search for.
Where can I find the picture?
Moshe, Moshe, story of Moshe hieroglyphs.
Is there a website?
I'm sure there are. I got mine out of a book, but I'm sure it's on a website.
Let me scroll. Hyksos people. Isn't that the ones with like the Semitic names? There's like 8 or 9.
Brother, please don't ask me. I don't fucking know. I have no idea.
I'm going off what Bash said.
I'm trying to. Oh, that's Bash said?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't fucking know. I'll let him, he the motherfucker that do all that. I don't fucking know. Bash, once again, hello. How you doing, brother? I know.
Hey, bro. He probably talking about the Hyksos people. Yeah.
Was that what I was talking? Was that what I was saying? Thinking of it's like they got like 8 or 9 Semitic names, or is this something else?
Yeah. And he's probably conflating the story of Moses with the Hyksos people, but the story
I'm definitely not talking about the Hyksos people. That's completely different people.
Okay. Okay. All right. How do you know that they're Israelite people then?
Because when you look at the hieroglyphs, they're wearing the fringes with the ribbon of blue.
Blue on the hieroglyphs?
Again, they're wearing the fringes with the ribbon of blue. You don't see blue on the hieroglyphs. You just see the ribbon going across the bottom of their garments. And then when you go into the written history, which you could say is debatable, because I would agree Europeans probably had a hand in the summaries of these hieroglyph stories. But just looking at the hieroglyphs themselves, they have on a ribbon of blue. They have.
You keep saying blue. It's
a ribbon of blue, but on the hieroglyphs, of course, it's common sense. There's no color. You just see the ribbon going.
How can you say it's blue?
You see the ribbon going across in.
What color is the ribbon?
According to number 15.
No. According to the hieroglyph,
there's no color at all.
Right. There's no color, so you can't call it a ribbon of blue.
It's called having common sense.
No, it's not. It's called shoehorning.
They're wearing fringes. They're wearing fringes, and they have a ribbon going across the bottom of their garment.
Are Israelites the only people to wear fringes?
With a ribbon going across the bottom of their garment? Yes.
You've looked all through history and you figured out that Levi priests were the only people to do that?
I never said just Levi priests. That's not even biblical to say just Levi priests.
Can you tell me where they found these hieroglyphs? Where did they find them? Where are they now?
They're on the walls of the pyramids right now. You could go and visit them right now.
Which one?
I don't know which one.
You say you got that out of a book. Which book did you get the pictures out of?
Oh, I can definitely bring that up.
He's probably talking about the Hyksos people. I'm going to go ahead and warn you about that again.
Yeah, but Bash, he said Moses.
Yeah, he's probably conflating the story of the Hyksos people with the. Never mind, but okay.
I did my best breakdown of the shit that you told me, but I don't. He ain't click. It ain't clicking with him. I told him. I told him about the Indo-European. Told him about the haplogroups, and he's still saying that these are Negroes.
I don't understand what I keep asking about the time, because like we know when the time of the Exodus would have been, right? We know when they were given the law and told to wear the fringes.
But even when it comes to the haplogroups,
Did you find the book?
Did you find the book?
Who would you say is E1B1A?
Did you find the book?
E1B1s are going to be Bantu people. Yeah, they E1B1 A's and B's are going to be Bantu people, West Africans.
And do we fall into that E1B1A?
Well, I'm not sure if you fall into E1B1A, but most West African
I'm talking about the majority of Negroes in America.
Most males.
Specifically 80%.
Yeah, most males, yes.
Of Negroes in America.
Mm-hmm.
So
where else do we?
No. Hold up. I want him to get the name of this book.
Where else do we find E1?
What's the name of this book, please? So we can go figure out what these hieroglyphs are. What's the name of this book?
And just real quick, while he's looking that up, I don't want to be up here for too crazy long, but the idea of wearing fringes is something that's found throughout the entire Near Eastern culture. And with ribbons at the bottom, we have images and stuff dating all the way back to Mesopotamia. So this isn't something that's unique to Egypt. It's something that is just known and done throughout the entirety of the Near East.
No, Cyber. He said he looked it up. You must.
I know, right?
You must.
Right. So yeah. So let's say there is like a picture. Let's just grant that does exist. Well, that doesn't mean nothing, because we just say that this is a tradition that's been handed down since Mesopotamia. It's nothing unique to Egypt
or Israel.
Yeah, or Israel. It's literally not. I mean, the first 11 chapters of the Hebrew scripture quite literally taken from Mesopotamian religious text.
Is he getting the name of the book? What's happening with that?
Hey, Yarapan. What's the name of the book?
And Lords, how are you doing today while we're waiting still?
I'm fine. Today
nice.
I'm at work.
Nice.
What is this? What is happening here?
Laugh. I don't understand why
with me and Bash up here, that feels calculated.
I don't understand why y'all don't understand that I am gainfully employed.
Wait, are you at REN?
No, I'm not at REN today. That Ariel is at REN today. I'm not there. I'm at real work.
Oh wow. This has been the first half hour.
What you trying to say? This ain't real work? Because
I'm just saying, I'm at my W-2 job.
She spent her first hour there cleaning up cobwebs.
You see that this diagram of the Bantu expansion here that I have as my picture?
Yeah.
Okay. All these people are Bantu people. E1B1Bs will branch off from right here in this Central Africa, and they're gonna move up toward the Levant. Very true. But this is all Bantu people. This is all the Bantu expansion. Right. So when I say E1B1B is a Bantu people, that's what I meant by that. All right, that's all I want to say.
Okay, so you explained this. You explained this last time. You gonna have to explain it again, because I'm gonna go back and watch it this time. Okay, so explain. Is he gone?
Where'd he go? We lost him.
Oh shit!
He wasn't even teacupped.
He was initially. I thought he was still teacup.
Bash was teacup longer.
Man, maybe I never should have said anything about Mesopotamia. I think I threw him in the crock pot too fast, too hard right there.
Yeah, the bash dash is crazy. So I'm trying to see. Okay, you explained it to me Explain it again about the haplogroup and why these Levantine people are not the same, and the whole intermingling. Go ahead, Bash, if you don't mind.
Simply stated, just A comes before B, right? So just think of it in alphabetical order, right? A person with a B haplogroup, I'm just using this as an example,
right,
could not be the child of a person with a C haplogroup, right? It could work the other way around, right? A person with a C haplogroup technically is a part of a mutation of a B haplogroup. Am I making sense? Right. So
I'm with you.
A, B, C, on down the line. Okay, all right. People in the Levant, in the Levantine region, specifically those with the J's and K haplogroups, could not be the father, cannot be the father of someone with an E haplogroup, because J is after E.
Right.
Right. To say that just as simply, J comes after E. K comes after E. Right. And so we label it this way so we can watch the migration of human beings. Right. Where did humanity start? How did it move? What are the mutations? Right. So if a person is E, they can't tell me that they're the child of a J. That's just not possible.
Which is what they're doing.
Yes, they're saying, hey, I'm a J person or a K person or whatever. And it's like, oh, I'm the son of a J person. I'm the son of a K person. Well, you can't be. Right. Your that particular marker has been around specifically, like E1s, E1s, E1Bs, E1As. These have been around for, when I say tens of thousands of years, bro, like tens of thousands of years. My haplogroup is EM2. EM2 has been in West Africa. EM2 has been in West Africa, settled in West Africa for 74,000 years. 74,000 years. Okay. They hadn't, the idea of a Moses hadn't, you get what I'm saying? Like the idea of an Abraham, an Isaac, a Jacob, an Adam, these ideas hadn't even, the civilization as we know it hadn't even arisen. Right. This is before the Mesopotamian explode. Like this is before all of that. Before Egypt was building pyramids. Right. Before the oldest of the Egyptian pyramids. EM2 has been sitting in West Africa, a part of the Bantu expansion.
Okay.
Yeah.
So stay with me. I'm with you. They keep bringing up this Negro land, Judah, Levi, Benjamin. Where are they getting this?
Okay. What they're getting is the word Wida, right? And okay, so there was an old map of Africa where you can find Negro land, right? You can find a map with Negro land on it, and you will find this place called the Kingdom of Judah, right? It's there, and it's in a province known as Ouida or Wida, right? You might read it as Ouidah. Sometimes you might read it that way. Sometimes you might read it as like Y, like WHYDAH. Right. Okay. And this is a map from like, I want to say the 1500s.
It might have been the 1600s.
Maybe 1600. Yeah.
Might be
late 15s, early 1600s. Okay. All right. And basically what you're doing is you're watching. Okay. There was an expulsion of Jews from Spain. Right. In the 1500s. And there were some Jews that moved into West Africa. This is a fact. There were some Jews that moved into West Africa during that time, right? And they began to and they did start a little spot that they called the Kingdom of the Jews because they moved down from Spain. But you can trace that, like this is they're Jews in New York too, bro. You get what I'm saying? Like that, but that don't mean if you're born in New York, you're a Jew. You feel me? This was just a migration, and it didn't even last that long. And they used the word Wida that they're trying to like, oh, this is like Yehuda, but it's really the word Wida, and it's from the old Spanish word. Like even right now, if you look up the word Yehuda or Ayoda, and it just means the help. It means the slaves, the workers. Right. And so this is where they were getting slaves from. This became known as the slave coast. It's the same things, right? It's where the slaves came from. But of course, conflation and not properly vetting sources and yada yada yada. But there were some Jews that did move down into North, like North Africa. But it was Jews, Berbers, Saracens. A lot of people who got expelled from Spain moved to North Africa, right? And some of them then migrated a little further down into like southern, like the Horn, right? Okay, but that's just a migrate. But nothing, no kind of admixture that would create how am I trying to say, oh, you're a child of a Jew. Now, am I saying that there are no people in that area who could say my 16th great grandfather is Jewish? Of course, I'm not saying that. Right. But you could say that if you were Polish, you could say that if you were Russian, you could say that if you were Japanese, hell, you know what I'm saying? But to try to lay, I think the weird piece of that is I don't think we really recognize how broad families get. Just think for a second that everyone, you have 2 parents, 4 grandparents, right? 8 great-grandparents, 16 great-great-grandparents, right? 32. Okay. Just keep going back and count how many great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandparents you got, right? You got hundreds and thousands of great. So to say, oh, I'm Jewish because maybe one of my 10th generation great-grandparents might have come down from Spain, right? Although that's not your haplogroup, so you can't trace it through that. That's not your X or Y haplogroup. You can't trace it through that, right? The hold in that is, well, there were some Jews that moved into West Africa in the late 1500s, early 1600s.
Well, and I want to say, too, if we were all to go back, say, 13, 14 generations, there's a chance, just because, again, like you mentioned, people don't understand, how wide families actually get. I'm sure if we go back 13, 14 generations, we're going to find that we're cousins of some sort.
Right. Right. Because that's just how the world works. You get what I'm saying? That's just how families work, right? Especially families that move around. And when you get closer to for the longest, we didn't do a whole lot of moving, right? Human beings kind of stayed still for a minute because transportation was hard. You had, terrains that were difficult. But once we started moving around a little more, of course, you started to see people mix. You started to see cultures come together. Literally the word Arab means the place of mixture, right? People started to mix together and they started to, bring cultures in and things like that. But the BHI claim is this unrealistic claim of blood purity. And that was one of the things that got the Jews expelled from Spain, right? That idea of blood purity blood purity is what, I don't even want to get into all that. Just know that blood purity has gotten a lot of people killed in history, right? And the BHI claim is one of blood purity. Oh, I can trace my blood to this man, and you can't.
That's why they don't do a DNA test.
Yes, that's why they won't do them.
Yesterday.
See, and being Jewish, my biggest complaint with the BHI, with those individuals are if you want to say that you are a descendant from Jacob, from Abraham, however far you want to go, we'd be like, hey, cool, no problem with that. But they want to be exclusive to it and expel everybody else out.
Yeah, and you be able to. Here's the weird part about the whole thing. If you go and read in it, the Torah as we know it, it's not like this thing that was written in the 1400s BCE, right? So you don't get the Torah until much later on. Right.
Correct.
Maybe starting around 600-700s BCE. Right. And it seems as if and I have to say this try to be as careful as I can because it seems as if the Torah is a retrofitting of laws, right? It's kind of like an etiology of like, here is where we come from. But it's not like you can go and find Jacob.
I mean, it has to be. Like,
yeah.
Like Noah gave sacrifices.
Right.
Yesterday, you had put something in the chat about Indo-European, and I was trying to see what were you?
Arameans are West Asians, Indo-Europeans.
Right.
Right. They're from Syria. They're West Asian, Indo-European. Right. Right. So and Jacob. The story says was a wandering Aramean, a wandering Syrian man. Right. But again, I'm not saying that. How am I trying to say this? I'm not saying that Jacob existed. I'm saying the story of Jacob says that he's from XYZ.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay. So when you try to turn that etiology into a real thing, kind of like the Adam and Eve story, if Adam and Eve story is just a just so story about where humanity came from, that's not scientifically true. Right. And if you try to turn it into scientifically true, well, then I got to use all the rules of reality. And the rules of reality just don't work that way. That's just not possible in reality. But it's an etiology. It's a national etiology. It's kind of like George Washington chopped down the cherry tree. I cannot tell a lie. Right? That's a famous part of American quote unquote history. That never happened.
Remus.
Huh?
Like Romulus and Remus.
Like Romulus and Remus, yes. Right. It's a just so story about where Rome comes from.
Right.
Well, and it's also like, too, though, it's like, well, the Epic of Gilgamesh says this, but let us tell you what really happened. It's again, like you mentioned, it's a perspective from a people group.
Exactly. And so, yeah, that's all I'm. But see, that's all I'm trying to get them to understand is like what you're saying. Because even when you was like, there are some people who have like, they're mixed. We would call them mixed. I'm saying, and I'm like, I will give you that, but now you're going to have to demonstrate that you are said mixed person, and they won't even do a DNA test to prove that, and it's going to come back that you're a fucking 75% West African. You're not those people, brother. That's all I'm trying. That's all I'm saying. But
well, and not only that too, but speaking on the Torah as well, like one thing that really drove my deconstruction from Judaism as a religion was, when the Torah itself, if we were to even grant like Moses existed, he didn't, but let's say Moses did exist. Right. Well, we do know that there was a great reform under King Josiah in which it was taken a shift to extremely hard monotheism. At the very least, the Israelites, as portrayed, before Josiah, were at least henotheistic. They believed in many gods. They just solely worshipped one.
Right.
And then Josiah. And so by doing this, you have to make edits to the text. And so we don't even know like what the Torah itself, as it was originally written, even post-Babylonian exile would have said, because it's been edited, it's been changed because of the Josiah reform.
And Josiah's reform is quite possibly, I say this all the time, it's kind of a boring read, but it's quite possibly the most important piece of all of Christianity.
Fact.
Right? Like everything you know about the Bible kind of hinges on Josiah's reform. Right? And of course we pretty much center the Bible around Jesus, right? And I get it, but like from a theological standpoint, Christians would center the Bible around Jesus. But if you wanted to, like, from a textual standpoint, it really should be slid back to Josiah.
And where is that at?
Josiah's reform, you find it in 2 Kings, I want to say 22. I could be wrong, but let me make sure.
Yeah, Josiah succeeds Amon.
And my personal belief, I have like a little bit of evidence to support this, but I believe that what caused like the schism between Israel and Judah was religious belief. It was that due to this reform, we have the Judeans becoming monotheistic, and they were starting to bar access to the temple. And so the rest of Israel that wanted to maintain at least their henotheistic beliefs, they said, fine, we're going to go up north and do our own thing. But again, because of the great Josiah reform, we can't have that it's because of religion that they split. So we end up with this dispute over who should have been the next king. Because they need to hold that Israel has been practicing this monotheism all along. And with the split, with the schism between Israel and Judah and Benjamin, this is when you start to see Baal being introduced into the text, where, you know, anytime they're heading up north towards Israel or later on into Syria, all of a sudden Baal is this figure that you have to deal with. But Baal, depending on who you're talking about, in the Canaanite pantheon, not only was Baal an actual deity, but lesser deities would also have Baal, which could mean Lord or Master. It would have Baal added to their name at the beginning to symbolize like a Lord or Master.
Absolutely, I agree with all that. I just told you it was 2 Kings 22, and so you get to read about you get to read this story about how and why Josiah reformed Israel. The story is that his high priest Hilkiah, he was supposedly really young when he became king. I think in Chronicles it says he was 18. I think in Kings it says he was 8. But either one, he was young when he became king. And of course, every king had a high priest. And I think his high priest was Hilkiah. And during like the spring cleaning, quote unquote, of the temple, Hilkiah magically found, well, I say magically, but like, you know, oh my God, look, guys, I found this old book of the law that no one's ever seen. He just magically
Joseph Smith style.
Yeah, Joseph Smith style. And so he brings this book to Josiah. Keep in mind, this is a kid. Right? And he says, hey, I found this old book of the law and we ought be doing this. And Josiah is smart enough to say, okay, I hear you, but let me have a prophet read it to me. Right? Because the priest and the prophet often disputed about how things ought to be done. And so they had a prophetess read it, but it just so happened that the prophetess that read it was the wife of a priest. And so she said, yeah, you should do everything the priests are telling you to do. And so he did. Right? So he did, right? He was like, this is a kid. So they basically just usurped the authority of Judah that way, right? And it became hardline monotheistic, hardline Yahwist, and that's the backdrop for everything that you're gonna read in the New Testament.
The beautiful thing about this conversation is if you want to go back and watch it over and listen to everything Cyber and Bash just said, you can go watch it over on YouTube. I'm gonna try to because I'm gonna have to go back and watch it so I can. Yeah. I appreciate y'all for giving us that breakdown.
I appreciate it. But I'm going to go ahead and
I want familiar with your game, brother.
I didn't know you knew ball like that.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm going to go ahead and hop down. Lords, Mackluster, Ariel, always a pleasure to panel with you. Pinkbeard, I'm a huge fan. I would love to have this conversation with you.
No, pleasure's all mine. Yeah, but if ever you get the chance, though, Bar, read that story in 2 Kings, right? Read the story. It's a few little things out of that story that I want to kind of hip you to. One of them is kind of as a okay. Over in Isaiah chapter 7, you get this story of like, a young woman shall be with child, shall call his name Jesus, blah, 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 right? And this is Isaiah who was talking to King Ahaz, right? Okay. And what Isaiah says to Ahaz is, God is with you. And here's how you'll know that God is with you, right? Here's how you know. The young woman going to give birth to the son, blah, 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 right? And you're going to defeat the kingdoms of the north, right? Because Israel had linked up with Syria, Damascus, and they were trying to overthrow the south and establish their kingdom down south. Okay, so Isaiah comes to Ahaz and says, Ahaz, this is going to be okay. Yahweh is with you. You follow me? Okay. Mm-hmm. If you go back and read the story of Josiah, what you'll find is that Ahaz, as a king, was a henotheist. Right, he had built altars in this whole reform. You find like that he goes and tears down these porches and burns all these animals that all the other kings prior to him had dedicated to other gods. Right, so he goes and tears down all these statues and altars and porches and right. There was I ain't gonna give it all, but right next to the temple there was this house of, and I'm not saying this to be derogatory, it literally says this house of the Sodomites that had been sitting right next to the temple for as long as they could remember. No one had ever bothered them people, right? No one had ever bothered them people. They had high places all over the place. And then in this rewriting, they try to make it seem as though, oh no, that was never the case here, right? They were doing wrong. Right, they were trying to do it, but they were doing what was wicked in the sight of Yahweh. But that was just the culture at the time. So again, when you go and read over in Jeremiah, I want to say in 43 and 44, where he's talking to the people of Judah and he's telling them, "Hey, y'all got to quit worshiping all these other gods." And they say, "Well, our mamas did it and our daddies did it. What are you talking about? We're not going to stop worshiping. We'll leave before we stop worshiping these other gods." And they did. And that's where you get the curse of Deuteronomy 28 from, right? Because they literally left and went back to Egypt on the Elephantine Island, right? And so it's written as a curse to them when you go back and write Deuteronomy.
It's a cope curse.
It's a cope curse. But they literally left and went back to Egypt by ship. That story is in Jeremiah 43 and 44. They went back. And we have archaeological record that they went back. But they were there for so long, they forgot how to keep Passover. So they started writing, hey, what do we do for Passover? How do we do that? Right. But when you retrofit it back into Deuteronomy, it seems like, oh, that was a prophecy that happened but that's not real. Like these people, and you can read the story, you can word for word, you can read it in Jeremiah 43 and 44. Jeremiah was like, oh, don't go. He told them not to go back to Egypt. They said, we going back to Egypt. We going, and we gonna do what we know how to do. Because ever since we've been trying to follow Yahweh and Yahweh alone, we've been getting our ass kicked. And Jeremiah's like, no, give me some time, bro. But keep in mind, Jeremiah he's a prophet, but he's also a son of a priest. So he's on the priest side. He's a Yahwist. You get what I'm saying? Anyway, so all of that is the backdrop. All of that's the backdrop for what you're going to find in the New Testament, where they're just like these super Yahwist people, and they have no dealings with Northern Israel, and they not fucking with the Samaritans, and yada, 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 because Samaria is the capital of Israel. Right? So like, we don't fuck with them, we don't rock with them at all, and yada, yada, yada. They mix breeds, and yada. But, bro, them people they had a God dispute and it really took that turn right at Josiah.
And how did you? So are you like a? What are you like a? I'm trying to like. Are you like a? What you do?
I'm a songwriter, bro. I write songs, bro.
I know that. We're like, damn, this is crazy. So when the black man get up here and say,
You know, he was BHI, right?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I was BHI. I was BHI.
That's just BHI.
What?
Yes, he was. That nigga had his bag packed like the rest of them did.
No, now you're doing too much.
Up on the
We used to
roof.
stand out in front of Lord's job and preach. That's
So okay, let me get this straight. So when they come up here and say the curses in Deuteronomy 28 is about us,
Yeah.
that's so wrong. That's
wrong. Very wrong, right? Because Deuteronomy in and of itself, even the thing, like if you look at the word Deuteronomy, it literally means the second Deutero word, right? It means the second word. So it's a retelling of the law, right? It's a retelling of the law. Okay. By its admission, it's a retelling of the law. It's the second law, right? And so they're writing this again, right, to kind of retell the story, right? Okay. Because in the first, those curses aren't in Exodus, right?
Yeah.
When God is giving the law, he didn't, quote unquote, when God is giving the law, he didn't say this. They're not in Leviticus, right? So here comes Deuteronomy. I'm going to tell you the story again. And this time, I'm going to include what just happened to these people who left Judah. I'm making sense? Because by this point, the high priest have basically hijacked Judean politics. Not just Judean politics, but Judean politics, religion, culture, you know, the Judean way of life. The Yahweh's high priest have basically kind of hijacked it. And so they're saying to anybody that left, they are cursed. Right. And that's why they ended up back in Egypt, because they cursed out of the land of Yahweh. They followed all them other gods. And so they over there in the land of Egypt. And which is true, they were over in the land of Egypt on an island that they had to get to by ship. It's an island. And it's in the middle of the Nile.
This like brain food. I'm like, I can't wait to watch this back and take my notes and go read this shit. Oh my God, my mind is just.
Yeah, when you get into the Elephantine Jews, it opens up a lot of this. When you look up the Elephantine Jews, it's gonna open up a lot of this. And Josiah's reform, and again, that's the backdrop from which all the Yahwists that you run into in the New Testament, right? There's only one God, right? God is one, but God is one. Right? And everything else is an idol. Everything else is an idol. Everything else is an idol. But that comes from that backdrop of this retelling of the Torah, or the retelling of the where Israel comes from. Yeah, Deuteronomy, right? Right. The whole dropping of the Torah. Because when the older books, they don't make no mention of like Moses. Nobody talking about Moses, right? David never mentions Moses. Who is Moses? Solomon don't talk about Moses. Who's Moses? Right? As important as Moses becomes in the New Testament, why don't nobody really talk about him in the Old Testament? Other than in the Torah. Right? Nobody's talking about Moses. Right? So, but that's because this is post-Josiah and reform, when you introduce this character, this Moses guy. Right? You don't really hear much about
was.
Oh, go ahead.
Like, how? I'm confused now. It's not just Deuteronomy?
It's not just Deuteronomy. The whole Torah.
So like Exodus, like the whole
the
whole Moses thing.
Yeah, the whole shtick, the law. Right? Right. No one's adhering to the Torah. Like when you hear people talking about not that they didn't have worship, not that they didn't have, ways of worshiping their gods. So I want to make sure that I'm saying this right. I'm not saying that people they didn't have any practice of worship, but this like centralized, codified Moses, right? In the words of Art Bar, right? This codified system of this is how it must be done, and if you do it another way, you die. And right, that wasn't the way Israel operated. That's a power grab that happens after Josiah, and then you kind of retrofit it back.
Like there's laws, right? Like Exodus 22:16 seems to me to be rewritten in Deuteronomy 22:28, right?
Yeah.
One says if you seduce a virgin, the other one says if you seize her, right?
Yeah.
But like that, to me, that seems like pretty much the same law.
Yeah.
Like, and definitely like Exodus 21:16 and Deuteronomy 24:7, right? Kidnapping a man versus kidnapping an Israelite.
Yes.
Like, so how did was the Exodus one like pre-existing?
The Exodus one is the older one. Again, Deuteronomy is a retelling. But even those don't start popping up. Like, keep in mind, the language that they writing this in don't exist till 1000 BCE.
Yeah.
Right? You start to see, I think, and y'all look this up, don't let me get the number wrong. But you don't start to see like a Torah, like even start to pop up to like 6th century, 7th century.
Yeah, that's what I heard is like 600s, so 7th century.
7th century, right? So, and then by the time you get to Josiah, it's like a retelling of that. Okay, because even at that, like all of the laws, like it's a retrofit. So keep in mind during that time, 6th century, 7th century, these people are still henotheistic, right? So they don't have this. So while you may have like a law, like a civil law, all of this stuff about how you worship, that wasn't nobody's business. That wasn't nobody's business because people were worshiping all over the place. Had they not been worshiping all over the place, Josiah's reform would have made no sense. Right? But what are you reforming? Right? How are you tearing down all these altars? How are you burning down all these high places? Like they were digging up prophets' bones and setting them on fire.
Wow.
Right?
Wow. That's crazy.
So it's like a retrofitting of this is how it used to be, right? This is how it used to be, and we're going back to how it used to be, although that's not how it used to be. But they telling it that way. It's kind of like when you go to Abercrombie and Fitch, and they'd be like, Abercrombie and Fitch established 1892. No, it wasn't. The shit didn't come out to the 80s, like to the 1980s. But they just put that date on there to make it seem old.
Was that true? There was no company?
Yeah. Abercrombie and Fitch is
I
a
figured it wasn't
company.
like, I always figured it wasn't like obviously what it was, but like I figured there was some kind of little company or something.
No, they just put that on there. They just put that on there. Abercrombie and Fitch just didn't exist until the 80s. They just put that on there.
It's like at the beginning of Fargo, it says this is a true story.
Right.
You could just say it.
You could just say it.
Words you could just say them.
Right. But it's a fictional work, and in a fictional work, I can say it's a true story.
Yeah.
Right. So, and it is that backdrop that we're currently looking at. Like we're looking at that, and without parsing through the pieces, it looks as if there is this long line of like straight line writing that starts in Genesis and then it breaks off and da 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 da. It's kind of like when you read the New Testament. If you put the New Testament in order, it would be Paul and then the Gospels.
Yeah.
Right. But instead you get the Gospels and then Paul. So it seems like, oh, this happened first. And then Paul is writing about what happened. But that's not real.
Chronology.
Yeah, they were given a chronology to the theology.
I guess also because Paul kind of takes place with like a dead Jesus. Right? So even that kind of chronology, then you lose like there's the chronology of the story versus the chronology of the authorship.
Yeah, but you say a dead Jesus. Read Paul first. Paul don't do none of that talking about healing no sick people and going through Damascus and okay. All that to say, the Gospels is making the Jesus story tangible. Now, I won't whether or not there was a man named Jesus ain't the argument here, but what they're doing is making the Jesus story tangible. Right? They're making it tangible. To say this is where we get our belief from. This is where the belief comes from. But that doesn't necessarily mean that happened,
Right.
that any of it happened, right? This is just where we get the belief. This is the story of where we get the belief from. And that's the same thing that's happening in the Torah. This is the story. This is why we do this, because this story tells us to do that. But when did you write the story?
I mean, it does that itself in certain places, right? Like it literally spells it out, like the Passover and stuff like that. It's like, this is why we do this.
This is why we do that, right? And your kids should ask you this, and then you tell them this is why we do this, because this happened. That doesn't mean it actually happened. And when did you write that story, right? It's a just so story. It's to say, okay, we're establishing this, and here's the backdrop to it that we wrote, right? We just wrote this.
Let me Wanda's World. Wanda's World, are you here on purpose? Wanda. Man, listen, just when you think you know some shit, you realize you don't know nothing.
I don't know shit either, bro.
I don't know shit. Cause I listen, man, like, I'm just
I heard you were low tier, brother.
Man, listen, as they come, as low tier as they fucking come, I don't know shit about shit in this bitch. I'm just be quiet.
Nah, but see, you focus, it seems like you be focusing a lot on like the almost outside of the text kind of stuff, which is great because you need people that really focus on that. Like I always say, in order for something to be true, the whole universe got to agree, right? The whole universe has to agree for a thing to be true. So if a person focuses too much on the text, well then, like if you ask me about like Herodotus and I don't know, Irenaeus and people like that, I'm like, yeah, church history, cool. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like that ain't my thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But in the text, I'm pretty well versed, around that, But external history is great because now you can lay a historical claim against another, right? And what I'm saying is true. If what I'm saying is true, then it ought not disagree with what you know to be true.
Yeah, Brian's really just a few months now with the internal critique.
Say it again, Matt.
So you kind of been like exploring internal critiques for just a few months now.
I suck at that shit, and it's all right.
You haven't been doing it. Why would you be good at it if it hasn't been your focus? Like, as I'm saying, like it's been a few months. It's not like, you've been in history.
Yeah, you've been in history, and that's great. Yeah. I need to get more in history.
I got to start coming over there to the Bible study, man.
I try to make them fun, man. I try to make them fun. Yeah, they be kind of fun.
I just don't say nothing, but I be watching. But I'm gonna just start popping in more. I was just sitting in there and taking my notes or something. I'll be like, take notes.
Is there any Christians in here?
Next time,
no
Christians.
Nah.
You guys know who Joel Osteen is?
Are you a Christian, a Muslim, a Hebrew Israelite?
I'm a Christian.
Is this you in your picture? Because you look white.
Correct.
Do you go to Joel Osteen's church?
So you know who he is, Mac?
Of course.
I mean, we know who Joel Osteen is. Why you ask us about him?
Hold on. How is his last name spelled?
Osteen.
Say that again.
Osteen.
I swear to God, it had an L in it, man.
Okay.
His last name had an L in it. I think we just jumped timelines when that CERN.
Why did you request up?
Oh, you're just doing your Berenstain Bear shit.
Yeah, I'm just trying to clarify, man. My head's kind of messed up here.
Why did you request up?
Yeah, man.
To see if I was spelling his name right or wrong.
Yeah, you could just Google that.
Google it.
I did. Yeah. That's how I know. Some crazy shit going on.
Not really. Sounds like your brain's just having a moment.
Google it. But yeah, so I'm but see, I need that. Man, I wish I could just I was saying this other day, I wish I could put my brain with like Be Easy's brain and then your brain just put that bitch together. Man.
Fortunately, like you said, this stuff is
It'll
recorded.
take me
man.
another 20 years to get.
It's a lot to know. And really, bro, I wish I could walk through things like Justin, Deconstruction Zone, right? Like he is like I'm pretty decent with chapter verse. Like you know what I'm saying? I could pretty much get you to chapter verse. But that man over there is like a fucking Dewey Decimal System.
Yeah, he's a machine.
That man is a Dewey, and I'm like, man, I wish I was that good. I'm a good storyteller though, right? I'm a good storyteller. But when it comes to like the numbers and dates and I don't care nothing about that. I just want to tell you the story.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you what we need to do. You need to be because that's how, the same way like what you just did, that's how Be Easy does Jesus and Paul. And see, I'm not that guy for the Jesus and Paul thing or the Bible story. I'm not that guy. But if you just so happen to that external, nigga, that's my little mode. That's my little, you know. I stand my lane.
I love that.
I need, because there's questions that I get asked up here that requires you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then there's questions I get asked that requires Be Easy's, right?
Yeah.
And it's just I'm just mine, but I need the infinity stones of this shit so I can put it together and snap my finger. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Go full Thanos on there. Yeah. Nah, it just take time, man. It just take time, and since you got a good root in the external history, now it's just trying to figure out how to interest you, because a lot of this is really about interest, bro. Right? Like what part of the story interests you? You know what I'm saying? And because I grew up as a preacher, the storytelling of it all is really interesting to me, because that's how I relate to it, is through stories. Right. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really look at the Bible as like this. Well, I thought of it as facts, but like it not like empirical fact. You get what I'm saying? Like the stories were true in my world. So it took me a while to lay against like these stories. Okay, what's the fact behind it, and how do I add that fact to the story? And then somebody started to teach me that way, and I was like, that as a story, I can understand that. But if you just tried to sit me down with a bunch of like, I don't know, facts and dates and yada yada yada, I'm like, man, this is boring. So just find out how you like to learn, and then once you figure out how you like to learn, you can learn everything that way.
We need to listen. I need to have y'all like on one of these days. We just do a whole like, I don't know what the topic will be, but I just need like everybody up there at the same time and just be like, you know, just giving the shit out.
We could do that.
That'll be cold. But I'm gonna for sure have to come over there to the Bible study and like lock in and just be sitting over there taking notes. That was cold. But see what you just did, that was like brain food. I'm like, damn, when you break it down like that, that's the most interesting shit I've heard today. I'm like, damn, I never knew about all that.
Well, you know what you might like though? I've been trying to hand this to anybody that'll listen. What you might like is to look into the documentary hypothesis. The documentary hypothesis. So the documentary hypothesis is the leading scholastic hypothesis for how the Torah was built, right? So it's going to be a lot of like external fact, right? So you're not going to be reading a bunch of there's a lot of Bible in it, but like it's not about like the book of Exodus. It's like, how did we get to the book of Exodus? What were the pieces, right? When do we think this part was written versus this part, right? What faction of Israel contributed this part? When was this redacted? Things like that. So if you into that kind of thing, if you're into more external things, the doc or the JEPD or JEDP, right? That's kind of that might be a fun way to kind of link what you already into,
Mm.
kind of link it more to the text.
I just looked at that. The Yahwist, the Elohist, the Deuteronomist, and the priestly.
Yeah, those four sources, right? And that'll kind of help you understand how the Torah was like compiled, right? And why this story is in here twice, or why, this time it said it this way, this time it said it this way. Which of these authors or which of these sources, I should say, is influencing this? There's a whole Bible, there's a JEPD, a translation, where they basically like block off, okay, this is probably Yahwist, this is Elohist, right? And sometimes it's like one verse, or half a verse, right? Because it's redacted. It kind of, and the easiest way, one of the best ways to kind of see this difference, one of the big ones is Genesis 1 versus Genesis 2, right? You got this Elohist source and then this Yahwist source. Right. And then when you read Genesis 6 through 8, you're reading, I want to say a Deuteronomy source and a Yahweh source, right? And so you get these two running versions of the flood story, and they're running they're running concurrently. So you'll read, and Noah went and got all the animals and got in the ark, and then they say, and then God told him to go get the animals. And you're like, wait, he just got the animals, right? But this is from a different source, right? And this time, instead of getting 2 animals, he told him to get 7 pairs of animals of this ones. And right, you're like, wait, he just told him to get 2 by 2. Wait, where's the 7 come from? Right. And then it rained for 40 days, 40 nights. No, it rained for 150 days. Wait, I thought you said it was what's going on? Right. But it's these 2 versions of the story that they kind of compile together into one that's coming from 2 different sources.
I saw Dan McClellan said something interesting. It makes sense looking at it. Like if you take out Genesis 2, like starting at verse 5, if you take out that through Genesis 4, right? So you go from the beginning, how 1 kind of carries over into 2. Yeah. So if you cut that off there, cut out the whole Adam and Eve garden thing, and go right to the genealogy, like that is the way it would flow. But because they had to like force this story and like it makes perfect sense. Like if you don't do that, it takes out a lot of the confusion. Right. And like, why is there like a double creation, all this stuff? Right. So it's like, and it just from a writing standpoint, it flows better that way. But I'm wondering, like, even in that, like Adam is a person. When did Adam become Adam? You know what I mean?
Just, you have a, what's the word I'm looking for? Language trees, bro. Right. Like in our regular, like we would call it Joseph versus Yosef. Right. Because in English, we tend to put like Ariel versus Ariel. Right. We tend to put our emphasis on the first syllable.
Well, I'm not even talking about like pronunciation though. Right. I'm talking about like in chapter 1, like it says man and woman, but man is Adam.
Oh, okay.
But then in chapter 5 or even like 2 and 3, like he's called Adam, right? It's a name, right? It's not become like a name. But like it's weird to me. Like it changes from like he's an Adam, now he's Adam.
Oh, well, in redacting stories, and this may not answer the question all the way, but I hope it at least gets you started. When you redact stories, it's kind of like, how do you go from Abram to Abraham or Sarai to Sarah?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's what I was just thinking about.
Right. And basically normally they give you this story, right? They'll be like, oh, his name was Abraham, and then God changed his name.
Right.
Right. Yeah. But normally what that really means is there were 2 traditions about this character. Right. I always use as an example. Where I'm from, if you take Kool-Aid and put it in a styrofoam cup and freeze it, and you give it out to kids as a summer treat, on the west side of town, where I'm from, we call it a bebop. On the east side of town, same town, they call it a cool cup or a freeze cup.
We call it a freeze cup down here.
Y'all call it a freeze cup. Some people where I'm from call it a cool cup. Some people call it a freeze cup. We call it bebops. Some people call them ices. Some people call them I've heard all kinds of different names for this.
The same thing. The same thing with the
for the same thing. Yes. Okay. And so what happens is like there'll be these two traditions about a name or about a character, and they just kind of mesh them together at some point.
But like it's the same. But I think this is a little different because it's not really a change, like per se. Like is it like a translation thing?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So like, instead of him just being a man, he is the man.
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. He's the man Adam. Right. Instead of just being a man Adam, he becomes the man Adam.
Yeah.
Yeah. But same basic idea.
I mean, is it treated the same in the Hebrew? I didn't really dig into that, but is it treated the same in the Hebrew, or is it like?
If you look it up, it'll come up as both a man and the man. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Uchiha, are you up here on purpose?
Yo.
Hold on, Strong. Uchiha, you on purpose? Uchiha DNA? Okay, it's not. Yeah, Strong, how old are you?
38, boy.
Are you a Christian, a Muslim, or Hebrew Israelite?
I'm illuminated.
What?
I done did my research on all of it.
You're illuminated? What does that mean?
You're saying he's lit.
Hey, brother, I done studied Christianity. I done studied Muslim. I done studied Hebrew. I done studied Torah. I done studied Buddhism. I done studied Hinduism. I done studied Tao Te
What are you?
I'm illuminated.
What does that mean?
If you got a dollar bill in your pocket, you flip it over and you look at the eye on that pyramid. When you flip over the dollar bill, look at the eye on there, and then you'll know where I come from. That's what I am. That's my religion.
Do you believe in God?
Yes, I believe in God.
What is your God's name?
Why do people keep asking me that on these panels? Like, God, I guess.
They probably done went to the church of boy. They know you got to ask for a name to figure out who they worship.
That shit weird as fuck to me. It's one person that created everything.
God's name is God?
Wherever your religion is, it's going to be
so
different.
The topic, did you read the topic when you came up here?
Yeah, yes, sir, I did.
What you saying? Do you agree or disagree?
You shouldn't be none of it.
Good.
Everyone should be illuminated.
They make that shit so hard. Like, anyway, back to the intellectual discussion we was having. Yeah, back to So,
man, you brought me back up, bro. Like you gonna kick me out? I ain't being hostile or nothing.
It was an accident. Yeah, you shouldn't believe in God. God is a white man. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm trying to. I'm just really trying to process all this shit I just heard, and it's crazy. Okay, so so if we talking about Yahweh, these different, when does Judaism like take its orthodox form? Does that question make sense at all?
Yeah. What's so weird is I don't know if it ever takes a true orthodox form. Probably the most orthodox form of Judaism is Christianity, if that makes sense, right? It's the most mainlined orthodox form, right? But that orthodoxy kind of begins, like the biggest shift in it is the Josiah reform, right? And that's that. But Judaism, no different than like, Hinduism. The place we now call India just used to be called Hindustan, right? And what they practice that we call Hinduism, right? But it was just a cultural
I see.
practice.
Yeah, I'm with you. I see.
Right. Judaism is the same way. It's just like, this is just a bunch of things that happen in the culture, right? And some people do it this way, some people do it this way, some people kind of mix the two. It's a blur, right? Mm-hmm. And then you start to see this like hard-lined, okay, this is how we do it. This is like the orthodox way to do it. You run into that in Josiah's reform, but it still isn't quite orthodox because, you know, anything that evolves is going to have what they call like a vestigial organ, right? And so even to this day, you have midrash, or you had to like start writing down what the rabbis were saying, and they saw this in a billion different ways.
Mm-hmm. Right.
They saw it in a billion different, and they still to this day see it in a billion different ways. So, but Josiah's reform is kind of the big like cornerstone of like, okay, we're gonna stick to this, right? But then again, by the time you get to, even when you read the Dead Sea Scroll, you're like, wait, oh, they didn't see it that way. That's not how they saw it, right? Oh, they saw it a little differently, right? Or when you read the Gospels, oh, they saw that a little differently, huh? Or when you read Paul, oh, he saw that a little differently, huh? Right. So, but I guess so think about how orthodox Christianity is. It's like, yeah, kind of, but every believer sees it differently. Every denomination sees it differently.
I got a question. What do you know about Islam?
Almost same thing. I'm not as well versed in Islam though, but yeah, almost the same thing, right? But you kind of have this centralized text, but then you got all these hadiths and you got all of these, like, you know, and they try to tell you that they all say the same thing. It doesn't, right? Like they have their ways of doing it. They have their ways of, now the worship is a bit more centralized, but like the understanding and the comprehension of it, all over the place. But that's going to be true. There is this thing called, it's called like the Mount Sinai and Burning Bush hypothesis. Mm-hmm. And it's about truth. It's not really about Mount Sinai or a burning bush, but they call it that. It is about truth. Let's say me, you, Mac, all of us were around the base of Mount Everest, right? Mm-hmm. But just randomly around the base, like not standing by each other. So you on the north side, I'm on the east side, Mac on the west side. Right. And we all decide to climb to the peak of Mount Everest, right? Well, the longer we climb up, the closer we are to each other. Eventually, we are going to run into each other, right? Mm-hmm. At the summit, we will run into each other. That's how objective truth works, right? You can start from anywhere you like, and eventually we're going to converge on the same objective truth because there's only one, right? Religions work like a tree. Like they may start at one point, right? But eventually they're going to branch out, right? Because it's about subjective interpretations and how you see it, and right, it's cultural and it's time sensitive and it's blah 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 blah. You get what I'm saying? It's right. What's the economy like, and you know, how we're going to feed our family, and because it's not like I can predict God's doing. So I'm retrofitting what God did. Was that God that told David to do this? Was it Satan that told David to do this? Was that a blessing or a curse? Was right. It depends on. It's kind of like. It's about the meaning. So if I take the last shot of a basketball game, right? The score is tied. Last shot, 1 second left. Last shot gets thrown up and buzzer goes off. The ball hits the rim once, bounces on it twice, bounces on it 3 times, and then falls through the hoop. Well, that means 2 different things, right? To the team that shot the ball, that's the greatest moment in history. To the team that was on defense, that's the worst moment available. Right. And so when they tell that story, they're going to tell that story from those 2 perspectives. Right. That game could have been the game that led that person that shot that ball to get a scholarship. And then they go on to play D1 ball. And now all of a sudden they did great in D1 ball and now they're in the league. the person beside him, the man that passed him the ball, might have got a D2 scholarship, but ended up selling used cars, right? But all of that stems from that one action, if I'm making sense. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's how religions work, right? Because we're basically having to place meaning on a story, right? We're having to place meaning on a story. And so when you're having to place meaning on a story, everybody's going to have a different meaning on that story. Versus if we were looking for what objectively happened, we could trace all those meanings back to that one shot. That definitely happened. You see what I'm saying? Right. So, yeah.
So would religion be, so you gave the example of the tree, and you gave the example of the Mount Everest thing, where the closer we get to the top, the closer we all get to the objective truth.
Yeah.
Those contradict, right?
Yes. Contradiction might not be
the tree.
Yeah.
And because if all of us start at the tree and then branch off, isn't that different? Or that's the opposite of us starting
converging on the same thing. Yes.
Right.
Yes. Yeah. So think of it like the Star of David, right? You got this one triangle that's going up, that's going to one point, right? And then one triangle that's going down, that's like, right, broadening out. You see what I'm saying? So kind of like that, right? So there's this idea that, like, again, if we're looking for something that's objectively true, eventually we're going to land on the exact same thing because it's just true. And it don't matter how you look at it, right? We could tell the age of the earth 100 different ways because the earth is just a certain age, and don't matter how you start looking for it, eventually you're going to find it, right? But if we're asking, well, what does that mean? Well, we start at the age of the earth, and eventually we'll have a billion different understandings of what that means, right? And so religions tend to veer off, right? They create schisms, right? It's very rare that, as a matter of fact, I can't think of a religion that has consolidated, right? It's going to be a branch off, and this person going to go start this, and then somebody going to branch off from that and go start something else, and blah, blah. So it's getting further and further away from whatever objectively happened.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's no money in the merger.
Facts.
So
there's always money in the
opposite of these big corporations.
Yeah.
There's money in their mergers.
So, now you said you used to be a Black Hebrew Israelite. You was raised up like that, or you just?
No. Okay. I was one of them believers. My religious story is one of like fundamentalism, bro. Like I was a lot of things, right? I started off Pentecostal, but I wasn't the kind of Pentecostal that just went to church. I went to church all day, every day, right? Mm-hmm. And my folk was preachers, and we really believed God, man. Like we really, like some folks say they believe God, bro. It's very, like my mama still sent me to school. You get what I'm saying? But outside of like not going to school, bro, we believe God. Man. Like we were about praying and worshiping and preaching all day, every day. And we got to I'm kind of famous for being in church. That was my first like viral moment. I was in church. At the Brownsville Assembly of God revival, right? But we really believed God, man. And then we felt like I was like 10 or 11, we left that kind of looking for God. We left Pentecostalism because we just didn't think that that's where God was. And so we moved out and became Baptist and then non-denominational, and then kind of broke off from that and kind of got into Hebraic roots. And then from Hebraic roots, it's a pretty even slide to get into Black Hebrew, right? Yeah. Like, oh, that's not quite, like, that seems very white centric, right? And so you slide on over to Black Hebrew Israelite, and that's how I got into that. But I never was a part of a camp. I didn't think that camps had it right. I thought camps were just mean, and I never thought of God as mean. Just never thought of God as mean. And then once I started like really digging, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, this whole thing is a sham. But I'd spent a ton of time preaching and, prophesying and, all that. And I was doing that from a very, very sensitive place. That's why I try my best to be so like patient with folk. Because I know that part I understand. I've been there. I know that feeling very well when you're just convinced of a thing. Right? You're just convinced of the thing. I've always tried to be, like, I feel like had I run into you guys 20 years ago, my life would be totally different right now. Because one thing I'm going to try to be is honest. You know what I'm saying? If you bring me something I don't know, I'm just going to tell you I don't know it. Because that's how I learn, and I always want to learn. Because that's how I came up. Like, learning was important. You know what I'm saying? Because I wanted to be, if I wanted to get up and preach, I needed to know what I was talking about, right? I couldn't get up there and just baby folk to death. I wanted to have something to say. So I studied, you know what I'm saying? And the only way to study and really learn is you got to understand that it's some stuff you don't know. And you got to, bro, I've been in so many all-night prayer services and deliverance services, and I've been baptized, and this is not a joke. I've been baptized more than 50 times. That's not a joke.
You said more than what?
50 times. Yeah. I shot a video when I first, I guess this has been, a little while ago. I shot a video for a song, and I had my dad, like a part of the video was a baptism scene. My dad came, did my baptism scene. And it was all I was trying to get was just the dunk, like just the actual baptism. Just like all that was going to be in the video was just getting in the water, getting out. But my dad went through the entire baptism ceremony, every take, every single take. That day alone, I got baptized like 45 times or 30 times. He went through the whole thing every single time. All we're trying to do is just me getting in the water, getting out. Yeah. But I've been through so much of that, man. I've been baptized in rivers. I've been baptized in lakes. I've been baptized in pools. I've been baptized in baptismals. I've been baptized in churches. When I say we lived it. Right? My mom started a Bible school over in India. We've started churches. You name it. Right. So when I'm telling these stories, when I'm walking through all this, I'm not doing it like as a, oh, look at me, I'm so smart. Right? It's like, nah, bro. I've been in the trenches with that shit. Like when I'm talking to Hebrew Israelites, I'm not trying to make them feel dumb. I'm saying, bro, they got me with the shit too. You know what I'm saying? Like they got me with it too. And the only thing that helped me, it was my wanting to know more. Right? Like if that's true, then something else must be true. And the more and more you looked into, if that's true, then something else must be true. The more you realize, okay, this isn't supported by the rest of reality.
Have you ever heard of Yaju Judah?
Mm-hmm. Yaju is in it, like the Malachi Z. York family, the Nature Boy family. This is me, armchair sociologist, right? Like, so don't take this as like academic. This is just me spitballing, right? Yaju Judah is exactly what happens when you run out of hope and the only hope story you have is attached to a Messiah, right? Like when the only, you know what I'm saying? When you're looking for someone to fix it, right? And that's a very simplistic way of viewing the world, right? That one man can fix it. And you get that from, that's kind of what religions teach, right? That Jesus can fix it. Whatever it is, Jesus can fix. And so when people try it, and the same thing that happens, like you get to this point where you go, okay, this isn't black enough. I feel like Jesus ain't black enough. You know what I'm saying? So instead of leaving Jesus, someone reinterprets Jesus and they go, I'm Jesus. And you go, oh, he's black and he's Jesus. This is great. Right? But that's just what happens when your imagination about change is limited by the pages of a book. Right? It's got to come through one person. One man is the answer. The same thing that happened in our political world, right? Only I can fix it, right? Oh, that guy in the office is going to fix it, right? But that's not how life works. Yeah. Miss Lovely, if your experience is like mine, let's get a matching tattoo because I know your pain. I know your pain. But when folk run out of hope, man, or when their imagination is kind of capped, right? They can only see it, there being this one person that's supposed to fix everything, and that's just not how it works, man. Like we all have to pitch in, and life changes a little bit at a time. And we want bigger change than what's necessary, but I mean, bigger change than what we can do right now. And so you just kind of, we're going to move to Ethiopia and we're going to sue the Catholic Church and we all going to be rich. Okay, then, Chief, I got you.
So I was like, what are they going to do? Like, let's say it does take a foothold. What are they going to do when their Messiah gets droned?
Who knows? They hadn't worked it out that far yet.
It's so insane that you can think you could like overthrow all the world governments.
Bro, I don't know if you ever really thought about what the Hebrew Israelites saying. After they die, they get resurrected from the dead to come back just to beat up white people.
Yeah, be slave masters.
What? Like you want to come back just to beat up white people that you never met?
Do you know like how long the waiting list for me is?
Bro, I'm on that list. I signed up for it when I was Hebrew Israelite, so I don't know if you know it, but
that makes sense.
I'm 721, so you know what I'm saying? So, I'm going to beat your ass in the future.
Yeah, it's a long line.
I know, but I got eternity. I can wait. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Shit. Yeah, I'm going to hang out on the Golden Page streets for a while, and then when they call my number, come beat your ass. That's crazy. It's like, but that's when you out of hope, man. Like, yeah, just out of hope.
I guess that's how they sell the whole thing. Like, not just BHI stuff, just the whole thing.
Yeah, that's how you sell it.
Accept your lot, you'll get it better in the end.
I mean, 2 Peter 18, you know what I'm saying? 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 18, right? Like, yeah, this is what God called you to. You're just going to suffer through this, but God going to pay you back when it's over. And that really only benefits, like, this is the perfect capitalist ideology. Although heaven is quite socialism, earth, like the way to get to socialism is just to bear through unbearable capitalism. Right? So I defer your ideas about the actual society where people have their means of production where there are no, I'm not robbing workers and yada, yada, yada. I defer that as an idea. I might mention it slightly, but I defer that as an idea. And I say that for heaven. Right? And on earth, it's just pure capitalism, just capitalism. Just endure it. And then once this is all over, then you'll get to this place where healthcare is free and food is free and clothing is free and housing is free and everybody will have mansions and the streets will be gold. We'll all walk around, right? Like, that's just socialism. But in order to get to that can't happen on this planet because this is a fallen world, you see. This is so that can't happen here. Don't even try it here. What you should do here is just endure it.
I wonder what the capitalist Christians think of that. Like, I doubt it's ever been presented to them that way, and I doubt they've ever really thought about it too much. But that would be an interesting thing to like bring to one.
Well, I mean, it's definitely single payer socialism because Jesus paid it all, right? Right? Your salvation
Not
free.
free.
Well, Jesus paid
It's
it.
free.
Though.
It's paid for. Yeah.
Yeah, it's paid for. Right? Jesus paid it all. Right? So it's free to you.
Yeah.
And you don't have to work.
It's free at the point of service.
Yep. You don't have to work. You don't have to do any works. All you have to do is just accept the free stuff. Right? But that's only in the spirit, right? So the spirit of socialism, but the reality of pure butt naked raw capitalism.
Yeah.
Diabolical, you are correct. That's on the new earth, right? That's on the new earth. What the Gentiles slaving away that building, but they don't even think about that because they think they're gonna be in heaven, right? Like they're going to heaven. They're not even worried about the new earth, right?
Yeah, it's also people dying.
Yeah, but don't think about that. Don't think about that. Lord's Art said that heaven just means we get to live like you live now, and that's that. When you think about it, that's kind of a word, low key. That's kind of a word. On earth as it is at Lord's house. Shando. I like that.
Yeah, she's probably in a meeting.
Yeah, more than likely. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna get running. I'm gonna catch up with you. You know what? I'm gonna put a little book list together and post one for y'all. It's a bunch of stuff we probably should read. I'll put together a little book list. Anyway, I'm gonna get running and catch up with you in a minute.
All right, later, man. It's so quiet today. AGT episode is the 21st, so next, I think that's Tuesday. I don't know what's happening. Do we have a host? Is this like that time that everybody fell asleep and I was the only one on the live? I think it was this live too.
Mm-mm.
We got 2 people awake.
Well, you know, Lord says at work, so.
Yeah, so that says you must be in a meeting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just pouring a drink. Not the bathroom. There were signs. He did yawn. It's like in the movies when somebody coughs up blood, you know they're gonna die. Just a telltale indicator. Not a cool cup. It's like some Crystal Light pink lemonade. I believe in Crystal Light because I believe in me.
Where everybody at? Ain't no Christians, Muslims, Hebrew Israelites. Damn.
Great question. It seemed to be scared today.
Yeah. If you believe in God, pull up on me. Ooh, in the name of Jesus. Yeah. Man, I said, I'm a Christian. Man. Thanks. I seen which guy just come here. Might as well. Come on, podcast, pull up on me.
What's up, brother?
Podcast, what's up?
What's going on? How you been, man?
Long time no see.
What's
y'all still doing that thing over there? Y'all do?
Hey, you're a funny guy. Hey, so what if I was a Buddhist? Am I cool?
No.
Why not?
Cause fuck Judaism, nigga.
What about Hinduism?
Hey, fuck that shit too.
What if I was a Satan?
The people who created Buddhism don't like us. The people who created Hinduism don't like us either. Why the fuck would you practice their religions?
What if I'm a Satanist?
Satan is just Abrahamic.
Yeah, fuck that too.
So all religion.
Easy money. Because all religions are cultural. And so if the people of the culture, if they don't like you and they don't support you and they, fuck them. You see what I'm saying? Niggas be so quick to go over there and do that Buddhism shit. Them people they don't fuck with us for real in China.
Yes, they do. They bring everything over here.
They take everyone's money, for sure.
You still a Christian, brother?
Is that come on, man?
Yeah. Is it white Jesus or black Jesus? I couldn't remember.
Is it white or black Jesus?
Yeah.
What does the Bible say Christ's color was?
His head and his hair was white as wool.
Is that metaphorically or is that
you hold up? Wait a minute now, because you the one brought up what does the Bible say? Now it's metaphorical.
It says what? It says white like wool.
Yeah, his head and his hair was white as wool.
No, white like wool.
There's no difference there.
It is.
No.
White like wool.
Because it doesn't say white and like wool. It says white like wool.
White like wool.
So it was describing the texture, right?
Right. No. If my head
is white a texture?
If my head is white, what does that mean?
Let me go to it. Hold on. Let's see here. That's funny, man.
Go to it. Go ahead. Mind you.
No, you asked me what is it? You said white Jesus or black It says his head. It says the hairs of his head were white, like white wool, like snow. His eyes were. So if we're taking this literal, so was his eyes like flame of fire?
I didn't take it literal. You did.
I didn't. I asked you. I asked you. You said so. It's not literal.
This is Jesus in his glorified body.
Okay.
Because
And that's still
remember what
talking about a color. Doesn't say his eyes are made out of fire.
Okay, right. But you heard what the brother just say. He said it's in his glorified body.
So when I asked you, is it white or black Jesus? I was talking about the imagery that you have in your home.
I have no imagery in my home.
Or the imagery that you have at your
It
church.
says don't make I don't have any imagery at my church. There's no imagery.
Y'all don't got no crucifixes up.
Nope. There's a cross
with nothing on it.
Yes, sir.
Because he wasn't real.
I like your little your things, man.
Yeah, you know the crosses used to have humans on it. Am I wrong, Mac? Am I tripping?
No, you can still find those.
I'm saying that. Why? When did all these motherfuckers start taking Jesus off the cross?
Every church has it.
Right.
Well, not every church. I shouldn't say every church.
So let me ask you a question. Do you believe objective right and wrong exists?
No.
So who determines it? What's right and wrong?
Subjective.
To who?
The person assessing it.
Right.
The person. So anyone can think anything is right and anything is wrong.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
That's disgusting.
Well, the person doesn't determine that for everyone else. I think that's the thing you guys are confused about.
I didn't say one person's subjective morality is morality for the world. I said what Mac just said. It's about the person making the assessment.
So who's right?
We just established that there is no
Right, so there's no right, no wrong, huh?
Right.
Not objectively.
Not objective. Right.
But you don't believe that either. Like you don't believe there's objective right and wrong.
Well, hold up, Mac. Let's stay where we was at. Right? Are you with us so far? Right?
Okay, yeah, I'm with you. So is unaliving wrong or right?
Depends on the situation.
Right.
It truly does.
Because if a nigga break in this motherfucker, he gonna get popped.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So why is that? Why is that right?
Because I don't want to die.
Because he's violating you.
So what's the reason though?
Like he's the person causing unnecessary harm.
Okay. So you think morality is objective?
To God's standard, yeah.
Thank you. Let me read you God's standard. It's the New Testament. Shout out Bash for this too.
Bash?
This the guy that just left.
Oh,
big brother. This is in the Word of God, right? Right. This is 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 1, New Testament. All those who are under the yoke as slaves are to regard
1 Timothy what? I'm sorry?
1 Timothy 6, verse 1.
Timothy 6, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
All who are under the yoke as slaves are to regard their own masters as worthy of all honor, so that the name of God and our doctrine will not be spoken against. Those who have believers as their masters must not be disrespectful to them because they are brethren, but must serve them all the more because those who partake of the benefit are believers and beloved.
I keep going.
You keep going?
Yeah, read through 5.
You said what?
It gets better. It gets better.
It gets better? All right.
Yeah. Read up till 6.
I got you, Mac. Teach and preach these principles. If anyone advocates a different doctrine and does not agree with sound words, those of our Lord Jesus Christ, and with the doctrine conforming to godliness, he is conceited and understands nothing, but he has a morbid interest in controversial questions and disputes about words, out of which arise envy, strife, abusive language, evil suspicions, and constant friction between men of depraved mind and deprived of the truth. But it says, who suppose that godliness is a means of gain? But godliness actually is a means of great gain when accompanied by contentment.
All right, so it's clearly saying these are in line with the teachings of God. If you disagree, it's because you are conceited and you know nothing and you just want to fight.
That's your interpretation, brother.
It literally says whoever teaches otherwise and does not agree, right, with these sound teachings, right, is conceited, understanding nothing, and has a morbid craving for controversy and for disputes about words. That's not an interpretation. That's a direct reading.
Okay, do you know who's writing this?
It's accredited to Paul.
Right. And who was Paul speaking to?
I would imagine Timothy.
No, he was writing to who? Paul was speaking to Christians who are already
in
living
verse
under
20.
slavery
It says,
in
Timothy,
Rome.
Timothy,
Paul-
guard the deposit entrusted to you. That's verse 20 of this chapter.
Okay, but Paul was speaking to Christians who are already living under slavery in Rome, in the Roman Empire. He's not endorsing slavery.
Oh, sure he does.
No.
Sure he does. In Ephesians
He's
6:9.
instructing believers on how to live faithfully.
In Ephesians 6:9, is he doing that? Is he doing that? Is he doing that? And I've heard this bullshit before. Is he doing that in Ephesians 6:9? When he tells masters to stop threatening their slaves? To not antagonize their slaves? Why doesn't he tell them to let their slaves go?
The Bible actually does say that, but
where?
Okay, let me get it. Oh well, actually, so first I'll go to Galatians 3:28. There is
Galatians.
I got a quick. Before we go there, can I ask you a quick question?
Yes, sir.
Are there still males and females?
What?
Do males and females still exist?
That's rhetorical, brother. Let's not.
Well, no, you can answer it. You can. It is rhetorical, but I would actually.
Let's not do that, man. Let's not do that.
I need to know.
So,
waste our time.
Freedom.
Before we waste our time on this verse
of the opportunity.
Yeah, that's not talking to a master. That's saying if you can get free, get free. It's not telling anybody to free a slave. So before we waste time on Galatians 3:28, I have to know if males and females still exist.
No.
They don't?
No.
Are you male?
Nope.
See what the Bible makes you do? See what the Bible makes you do?
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you don't play the games, I'm gonna play it right with you, bro.
I'm not playing a game. I'm not playing a game.
I'm gonna play it right with you, man.
I'm not playing a game.
Okay, then.
Don't crash out, bro. Don't
Stop asking me rhetorical questions, brother.
Don't crash out.
What is the point of my rhetorical question?
Hey, Black Atheist, how am I crashing out? I'm at the same tone level. I'm talking back and forth. So that's what y'all love to do. You just say, "Oh, he crashing out."
I think when you deny that you're a male,
tone.
I think when you deny that you're
now
male,
I'm crashing out.
That's probably pretty close.
No, I
to
think when you ask dumb questions like
what's
that,
the point of the question?
I think you're about to get dropped.
Podcast. What's the point of my question? If it's rhetorical,
Black Atheist, my guy. We've been kicking it. Like you dropped me. You don't even know me, Ariel.
Okay.
So
hold
if
on,
my
man.
question is
you just jumped in for no reason.
If my question is rhetorical and simplistic.
But we're having a conversation and you just jumped in for no reason.
Yeah, I did. But I just told you the reason. to tell you
What's
you're
your
about to
reason?
get dropped.
You're not even the host. This is not even
I
your
am.
live.
It is though.
I think she's
But
dropped more people than the host.
why can't black atheists say, hey man, you about
Yeah,
to get
talk to
dropped?
your guy. Talk to him. I know y'all live big. Talk to him.
If you telling me that, I don't respect it.
Yeah, they're moderators.
Can you hear me? Yo.
Oh, I guess he got dropped.
Hold up, sir. Please give us Razor. Hold up.
All right.
How old are you? How old are you?
I'm 22, bro.
Are you a Christian, Muslim? Oh, never mind.
Yeah, I'm a Christian, bro. I just had a question. So, why shouldn't I be a Christian?
Are you black?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
The church started the church. I can't hold up. Let me turn. Hold up. Well, hold up, man. I can't hear. I gotta turn the phone up. What you say?
I was just saying, I don't. Did he answer the question?
I
Or
said,
are you just
yeah,
trying to
I'm black,
redirect
I'm
it?
Black, I'm black.
Yeah,
Oh, we heard that.
That's
So
what I'm saying.
it seems like you're trying to redirect the question.
No, I said, why shouldn't I be a Christian? And then he said, because he said, yeah. And I'm like, what? So what is the point? What's your argument for me not want should be a Christian? I'm asking you that.
The question is to you.
Hold up.
Okay, wait. I don't think you're tracking because he
Will
said,
you hold the fuck on, please. Just wait.
wait, you asked me, am I black? I said, yeah. And then you said what? You said, yeah. And I'm like, what? I'm asking you, why shouldn't I be a Christian because I'm black?
And I'm saying hold on so I can answer the question.
All right.
Jesus.
You don't believe in it?
Yeah, it's an expression.
Yeah, but you still don't believe in him. So.
I know, because it's made up.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, Jesus is burning and shit. How's that make you feel better?
So what's the argument exactly? You not have an argument? Are you looking for something?
Yeah, so I'm not looking for anything. So yeah, black people should not be Christian because of colonialism, transatlantic slave trade, and what the Christians have done in the name of God.
So that's an is, not an ought, right? I said why. You're just telling me what it is. That's not an ought. You're not telling me why I ought not to be Christian.
I promise you, y'all are not doing y'all jobs. Ariel.
Right.
I already went. He hiding on purpose. It ain't no goddamn pictures on there. Razor, shut up! Y'all are so weird.
I think I need to cam up.
Wait,
what kind of a black man are you?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I'm black. Just what do you mean?
What kind of a black man are you?
I done told y'all yesterday. I ain't doing it.
Disappearing black man.
All I'm saying. Okay, wait. I'm trying to talk to the host. He
No,
runs the
I don't
show.
care. I don't care.
I
What
just
kind?
asked for the argument.
What kind of a black man are you?
I'm black, bro. I'm a dark skinned regular. Do you want to see my hand or something? Like what? I'm black, dude.
No, I want you to tell me what kind of black man you are.
I'm a Jamaican, bro. What do you mean?
What kind of black man are
so
you?
this is kind of like circular, right? Or like, do you not?
So you're not familiar enough with black people and black culture to understand what I'm asking you? Is that what you're telling me?
You're being circular right now. This is an ad hominem fallacy. So I'm kind of asking the host about what is
ad hom.
Ad hominem.
It's an ad hom.
Yeah, that's.
Do you know what an ad hominem is?
Okay.
Explain to me what an ad hominem is.
Wait. Do you want me to read out the definition to you? Because I guess I'm not.
No, you used it, so you must know it.
I mean, you're trying to attack you're trying to question my blackness. I'm asking the host, what's the argument for me not being Christian?
Razor.
He mentioned colonialism.
Razor.
That's an is.
Razor. Razor.
Yes. Hello.
Do you think, like, in the time that you've been up here, the host has not spoken?
Wait.
Do you think that you're going to continue your conversation with him without answering my question? Do you think that that's what's going to happen?
Okay, lady, I am saying I'm trying to talk to the guy who runs the show. All I'm saying,
I get that. I respect that.
I just want to argue.
I respect that.
I want to
but
argue.
He hasn't said a word since I got up here.
Yeah,
do you think that he's going to continue to speak to you without you answering my question?
What is the argument? That's all I'm asking for. What is the argument?
Okay, and all I'm asking for is for you to tell me what kind of black man you are.
I'm black. What are you talking about, dude? What is
Look at that high five hand. Look at that high five hand.
All right, hold on.
Look at that high five hand. Because people think that those are praying hands. They're actually not there. It's actually a high five hand. But look at the high five hand. Make it big. Look at the high five hand.
Yeah, we see it. It's yellow. We see it. It's yellow.
All right, this is my hand, bro. I'm black, all right? Do you understand? I'm black, all right?
Show me your face. Can you show me your face?
Yo, is this not my hand? I don't feel comfortable showing my face. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I don't.
Yo, all I'm saying is, what is the argument for me?
Can you show me your forehead?
No, he just said multiple ises, and I'm asking, what is the ought for me not to be a
Can
Christian?
you show me?
He is committing fallacious
Can
arguments.
you show me your forehead?
Yo, this is an ad hominem. No.
Yeah, you can't show me your forehead.
I'm right. It's an argument. What is the argument for me not being
forehead?
What is the argument for me not?
Do you
being
have a black friend, Razor?
You are committing an ad hominem. What is the argument? You're being fallacious. This is circularity.
Do you have?
Stop saying these fucking words.
He says circularity.
Yeah. Do you have a black friend, Razor?
All I'm saying.
Do you have a black friend?
We're talking about Christianity.
Do you have a black friend?
Squirming, man.
We're talking about Christianity.
The only way out is through. You understand? Like, you're not getting past this line of questioning.
You're not. You're really not. Do you have a black friend, Razor?
Why should I be a Christian?
Do you have a black friend?
So there is no argument.
Do you have a black friend?
Exactly, right? I'm saying, like, they don't even know what they're talking. Why should I be?
So you are talking to someone in the room.
Yes, my sister is black.
We don't have an argument for non-black people. We don't.
So you don't have an argument.
No,
so
we don't.
For non-black people.
Sir, wait a minute. Stop screaming. We don't have an argument for non-black people.
Yeah, and he's talking to someone in the room, which is
I don't care about that.
We don't have a black friend.
We don't have an argument for. We don't have an argument for non-black people. We don't. So you can tell all your non-black friends that we do not have an argument for them. This is not 1826. We are not regulated by law to talk to you. So tell all your non-black friends that we don't have. Who changed their name to spiritual circularity?
God damn.
Who changed their name to spiritual circularity?
That was like 30
That's all I'm
seconds
saying.
ago.
That's all I'm saying. Go tell all of your non-black friends that we don't have it.
Persephone, of course. That was 30 seconds ago. What are you doing?
I know.
Like, does she keep like a profile page on like standby?
So quick.
Spiritual circularity.
The ad hominem fallacy is driving me up the wall. Listen, I'm assuming that his black friend was in the room and he was like, hey, dude, give me your arm really quickly, right? Because they always have a black friend that spurs them on. Let me just serve notice that if you guys are not willing and able to prove who you are, since you didn't understand the question, what kind of a black man you were, it's not happening in no places that I'm in.
I mean, I don't understand that question either, but I'm just trying to figure out.
Well, then let me explain it to. And I'll explain
I think
it
I
to
know
you,
what I would
Lord.
say.
What would you say?
I'll explain it to you.
I would say blackity black.
When I'm talking about when I'm asking what kind of a black person you are, I'm asking if you are culturally a black person, if you are a step and fetch it black person. Like
these new black people, they're not culturally black. The new blacks are not culturally black.
Yeah, and that's what I want to know, if you're culturally black or if you are step and fetch it, because I'm not interested in having conversations with step and fetch it either.
Oh no, the new black, these young black people, they're not culturally black. They're not. They only culturally black when their black son gets killed by their white OnlyFans girlfriend. Then they become culturally black. Other than that, they're not.
I feel like that's a news item I missed.
I'm just saying that girl is in trial right now. Look how long it took. Look how long it took her to go to trial after she kicked that man to death. Look how long it took for her to go to trial. I'm just saying.
Erica Whitby, don't Google step and fetch. Google step and fetch it.
That's what it is. Google step and fetch it.
Right.
Yeah,
That's my dad. Oh, my daddy used to be like, they all some step and fetch it.
Listen, I need to know what kind of a black you are, because I don't have any more patience for step and fetch it. I don't have for these Amos and Andy niggas. I don't have it. I don't see it for you.
That's it. That's the new ones. Listen. But you know.
Jay, what's happening?
Hello, everybody. What's going on?
Just chilling.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Maddie.
Maddie, what's up? I seen your well, I was watching on Thinker last night. Maddie's Owl. I seen it. Good stuff. You and Venus, y'all cold, man. Y'all cold.
They are.
Venus, listen. These young black atheists, man, look.
Hey.
Get out their way, nigga.
Sorry, Bob. Hey, Razor, when did you join the military?
I don't think he's still in there.
He's not there anymore.
What's up?
No, he's talking to the chat, I think. Did you come up
Say
here
that-
to
say-
talk
say
to
that
the
again.
chat?
No, I want to know, when did Razor join the military?
He's in the chat.
Razor's not up here anymore.
Oh, that last dude.
Oh, damn, I'm probably lagging then. 'Cause
Yeah.
It looked like he's up. My bad, y'all.
Yeah, you be, you know,
Jay, answer for Razor.
niggas be on the go.
Nah,
Jay,
I was
Jay, you're in a spot. Answer for him.
Oh,
There he goes. Fallacious.
Fallacious. He served in fallacious. A lot of people call it Fallujah. He calls it fallacious.
Fellatio.
God damn. Thank y'all.
Yeah, nah, I was reading some of the comments and the stuff that he did post.
He said he's joining the military. He's not in yet. So how the fuck old are you? How old are you?
He said he's 22.
Oh, I missed that.
Mm.
I was reading the comments in his post, and something's wild going on with Game, but you know.
Like what? Tell us.
He I guess he had like a lot of followings, and then he deleted all of the stuff, and then he got super religious and then joined the military. That's
what's going on with him. Listen, let me tell you.
That's all right.
People, the super religious people,
they don't.
That's what's wrong with them.
The zealots.
I kind of want him to come back and explain how Barr fell into the is-ought gap, because I can't understand what he was trying to say. It wasn't what he claimed like at all.
What I try to tell people is this is not a you can't be Christian. I'm saying you should not be.
Yeah, that's an ought.
Yeah.
He's just saying you didn't justify the ought.
Well,
But the problem is that when you're having these conversations with these step and fetches, people who are not culturally black, they're never going to fucking understand. That's why I don't know. Like, listen, y'all too near me not to hear me. Okay.
I'm with you. I ain't.
Thank you. Like, y'all keep trying to have these conversations with niggas who believe that slavery was good so that they could get to the God.
But I keep telling y'all that Black people that are not from the U.S., they have a different, like British Blacks, they have a different relationship with their colonizer.
He's got some odds. People ought not be colonized. People ought not be put into slavery. There's your odds.
Yeah, it's all anti-black.
It causes harm.
If you would have let him finish, you would have gotten to the ought, but you couldn't help yourself with the Phil Bro nonsense.
Right.
Also, I wasn't too thrilled with, like, you have a topic and he tried to put the question back to you. And I'm like, this is the question's for you, guy. You need to justify.
Yeah. The question, Razor, the question is for you, right? He's asking you, why should Black people be Christian, Muslim? And the fact that you can't tell us means, one, you don't even know why you're a Christian. You can't even tell us why Black people should be Christian, Muslim, or Hebrew Israelite. You can't even tell us why you're one.
Because he was raised as one?
Probably.
No, but that's, of course, he's Jamaican. Of course he was raised as a fucking Christian. That's why he's 22 years old and is a religious zealot.
Wait, my boy was crying about...
How you a religious zealot when the fuck you 22, unless you were raised in the land of fucking religious zealots?
I'm sorry. Wait, my boy believes in the Bible because the Bible told him to, and he was crying about circular logic?
It's true because it says it is.
Don't order Chinese.
You believe in the Bible because your parents did. Because they prayed to God for a better life, and he led y'all to this raggedy motherfucker. I don't know why.
Like the Quran tells you to submit. Should you submit to Allah? Like, because it says you should?
He led you to this country in a fucking bathtub. Listen, and the way that y'all come here trying to explain religiosity to Black people who have been in this country since its inception is wild to me.
And if God is your paradigm, then you can't even tell us slavery's bad. That's crazy.
Right. Exactly. Niggas can't read though.
No, it's just that they changed should for ought, right? It's a question. It's a question. Why? We're asking you why. That's what we're asking. We're asking you why.
He's back in the guest request bar.
I mean, it's the same word. Like ought and should. Same thing.
You could blame David Hume for that.
Even if he was culturally Black, he's not gonna chill out and have the conversation. He gonna do that shit.
No, yeah, I mean, people say they're doubting whether he's 22. Young men are fucking childish. Like a man that's 22 might as well be 16.
Yeah, I don't have any doubts that he's that age.
Right. A man that's 22 may as well be 16.
Shit. I'm 56. I feel 30, you know? You understand?
No one straw man you, dog. That's just the argument you gave.
They love using all of these fucking philosophical words. You straw man me. No, please.
If you chill out and relax, we can have a conversation. But if you're gonna be doing that shit y'all do,
That's a ad hominem fallacy. Can he explain what that is?
That's a circular fallacy. That's a is ought ain't
circularity.
That's a is ought ain't fallacy. That's a I'm in front of my boys and we were on Reddit fallacy.
Right. I'm in front of my boys and I'm trying to prove that I'm not like those other Blacks. So I'm going to come up here and give y'all a hard time.
You've collapsed into circularity.
We can hear you.
That was a good point. I mean, you guys didn't have an argument, but I don't know who said it. You said I did flip the question. So you said, why should Black people
That's the question. Why should Black people be Christian, Muslim,
why I believe people should be Christian is because if you don't have the Christian worldview or paradigm, then there's no justification for knowledge, logic, morals, or anything.
Okay,
So-
justify that.
No justification
For knowledge?
Knowledge?
Let me ask you.
Defend the premise. What is the reason for that?
This is just tag.
Because it's tag on the transcendental argument. I'm saying that without
it's unjustifiable, right? You
How is it
couldn't defend the first
unjustifiable?
premise if you.
I'm saying the
'cause you couldn't
impossibility.
defend the first
The justification
because
is
you're
the impossibility
assuming
of the opposite.
just cry
The,
less.
the justification of the argument is the impossibility of the opposite.
No, right? There is no grounding for what God knows, right? You're assuming that God grounds these logic, but you can't justify why God knows all these things.
Right?
She's so fucking.
So in a transcendental, right, in an abstract like knowledge, right? How do you know that I'm speaking to you coherently? There's presuppositions baked into that, right?
Because I can hear you.
Wait, no. That's a presupposition. You're presupposing.
No,
that
it's
me
not a
speaking-
presupposition.
Yeah,
Can you understand me?
do you know
Can
what a
you understand
presupposition?
me?
Dude,
Do you know what a
Can you
presupposition?
understand
You don't know
me?
basic.
Slow the fuck
you don't know
down.
Can
Slow
you
the fuck
understand
down.
me?
You don't
Relax,
know what a
dude. Free
I
fucking
know what a
wax.
presupposition is. I'm saying
Relax.
that the argument doesn't matter. I don't need to ground if I can understand you because you understand me and I understand you, right?
Wait, I don't think you're understanding what I'm saying.
I
My
do.
point-
You're saying
I'm
that
not-
you need, right, a transcendental category to ground abstract things like knowledge, or else we
Yes.
can't know
Yes.
these things, right? I
Right.
understand your argument, but you don't know that God knows these things.
No, that's not the argument. That's not
That
the
is
argument.
the
You
argument.
strong. Okay, can I
Do
talk?
you ground your
Can I
logic?
talk?
Do you
I let
ground
you
your
talk. Let me
logic?
talk.
Jay,
Let me talk.
he's not. Listen,
I'm not saying you don't have these things.
He's not going.
Can I talk? He just talked for like 5 minutes.
I'm
Be
trying to
quiet,
give the host.
Razor. Please stop acting like a child. This
You
is
can't
annoying.
talk over the
We
host.
brought you back up here and you said that you would chill out. But of course that's not possible because you're a fucking male. Like you niggas never chill out. So
Listen, and
Let him.
I promise you, if you keep talking over Bar, you're gonna get dropped.
Hey, he just talked for. Can I just?
no, that's the host talking.
All right, whatever.
Unfortunately for us,
Niggas, I'm telling you, it's a dick. Chop that shit off and you bitches will be good.
Hey, look, Lords may have a point, gang.
Wait.
Some of y'all need to just.
Why do you keep muting me?
Because you can't control yourself.
Yes, because you cannot control yourself. That's why we have to fucking keep muting you. Because you're a fucking child. You can't control yourself. You're the son of a fucking boy mom. That's why. You bitches are so annoying. It's crazy that you cannot control yourself.
Yo, can I speak now?
Bitch, get down, you stupid fuck. Get your dumb ass down. You cannot control.
crazy.
That's how I know you're not black, bitch, because you can't control yourself. You got either a white mama or a fucking white daddy, bitch. You can't control yourself.
I think that's
That's
just
how I
what
know.
Tag does to people. It destroys their brains.
No,
Because he didn't
this
understand
is
anything
not
else ever.
Tag. He's turned into a religious fucking zealot, right? He's going to join the army and kill people in the name of God. That's what he's going to do. He's going to join the army and kill people in the name of God. I don't think he's going to get too far because I don't think he's smart enough to move up in the army enough. He just going to, and then you know what they're going to do? They're going to get that bitch a Dodge Charger, send him to Fallujah, and then send him back here with fucking PTSD. And then you're going to hear about that bitch on the news in about 10 years.
Not even a challenger. Not even a challenger.
No, it's not. It's going to be a Challenger or a Charger. That's what it's going to be. A nigga can't get out of Dodge. They can't get out of Dodge at all. It's going to be a Challenger or a fucking Charger.
I'm saying at his level, Charger.
I'm just saying.
He's not getting the Challenger upgrade. It was a 17% interest rate.
When I got back, I got a
out of
Mustang.
See, it's going to be a car like that. It's going to be. That's the
she's
stock.
not lying.
That's the stock I done been to Fallujah car. You understand what I'm saying? It's going to be a Mustang, a Challenger, a fucking Charger.
I damn sure got the Mustang gang. I ain't gonna hold you. Right when I got back.
It would be the 300 if they was still fucking making them, but they was like, that's too much of the black man's Bentley, so we gonna stop making them bitches, period.
Right, I was just about to say,
Right, the
niggas
black
was
man's
eating them
Bentley. We
up.
fuck that. We gonna just fuck that, y'all.
They say y'all enjoying this shit a little bit too much.
Listen. If she's not lying, you cannot be mad. She's not telling a lie. Like, yeah, a couple of y'all may not have the Charger, but y'all know she's not lying. Y'all got to just let that go. Let it go. I'm a veteran. Let it go. She's not lying.
Did they bring the 5.0 back?
I hope fucking not. That's what I'm saying. Like, what is the draw of the fucking Charger? What is the draw of the Dodge got y'all? They came on TV and said, "Hear me," and that was fucking on. That was it.
Like, until you get into the higher packages, there is no draw.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I had the turbo Mustang until somebody came with the Charger and dusted me off. And I parked my Mustang up because I'm like, I'm not fucking with them Chargers. The Chargers is crazy.
Get that Super B.
But the thing is, how you gonna be in New York City with a racing car? What you gonna race to the next light?
Yeah,
look. I got some white friends that was like, yo, you the biggest redneck we know in New York. I'm like, redneck? They're like, bro, you gotta
listen. Y'all do not understand. Y'all don't understand. And what did they tell you? What they told you, Sphinx?
They said, because I got an RV in New York and a pickup truck, and they called me the biggest redneck they know in New York. And I kind of couldn't really say anything to them because I'm like, yeah, it sounds about right.
Is that what qualifies you as a redneck? Also, good afternoon, everyone.
Look, those are in the redneck starter kit.
Yeah, that's the redneck starter kit, an RV and a pickup truck.
Yeah, it's definitely the starter kit. You know what I'm saying? There's more to it that I don't qualify for, but it's definitely the starter kit.
If your pickup truck is 15 feet off the ground, that's one more point.
Facts.
That's ridiculous.
Facts. No, it's not a lie.
If you can't park
They
in
really
the
are
garage.
that. Oh. Wait, like those big trucks with those big wheels that look like this?
Yes. But you also
not the
cannot be
monster
tall.
trucks.
You have to not a monster truck.
Just
I'm
a
talking
super
about
lifted.
they super lifted off the ground. But you also cannot be tall. You gotta be like 5'3" when you jump out that motherfucker, or else you're really not a redneck, right?
You get a trampoline to get back
Yeah,
in.
you gotta be like
get a ladder.
5. When you jump out that bitch, you gotta be 5'3".
Right. You know what I'm saying? Look like you need a stepping stool, a ladder or something. Yeah.
A compensation for something between their legs or their head.
Listen, all I'm saying is I live in an apartment and motherfucker be driving. They got a motherfucker that live here with a truck that got the 4 wheels on the back, and I'm trying to figure out why, bitch. You could have took the money you paid for that truck and bought you a house because it don't fit in none of the parking spaces. And it's motherfucker.
Did Lawrence just say she owned an apartment building?
No, I did not.
Did you say that? What you just said, Lawrence?
My apartment. My building.
Right, and if it doesn't make a whole lot of noise, that's what I'm saying. You got a big old truck with 4 wheels in the back, and it be clean as the Board of Health, and you come park it here for fucking what? Why do you have that truck? What? I know you don't do no work with it because it's too clean. It's too fucking clean. You just got it because what? And when he got out of it, what he did, he had to jump down because the nigga was shot.
Look, no lies detected.
I don't know what y'all. First of all, let me tell you, it's people on this app that you cannot listen to. Right? It's people on this app that you cannot listen to. The first one is Petty, then Mac, then Bash, then Ariel. Those people you should not listen to.
Damn. Wow.
In that particular order.
Especially when the motherfucker talking about I own an apartment. Man, if I own the apartment complex, listen. I wish I did. I wish.
Yeah, Bash
Then I could buy my EQ G-Wagon if I owned an apartment complex. I could buy my electric G-Wagon.
Yeah,
But I
Bash
don't.
did not catch a stray.
Oh, okay.
Yes, he did.
That wasn't stray.
Oh, it wasn't a stray?
Just because he's not here doesn't mean it was a stray.
Okay.
He's our number one antagonizer.
He's the number one. He the reason why people think I don't have a job in the first place.
Oh, damn.
I mean,
see, look.
You know
the
what?
reason why.
I'm on your side. No, I'm on your
no.
side because you my guardian. So whatever you say.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
Just bought that guardian from the Roth IRA.
Hey, Tommy sent some roses. He said he want a poem.
He want a poem?
He put some roses in the chat.
You want a poem?
Roses are red hanging off my key fob. Leave me alone because I got a fucking job.
We gonna catalog that poem under fiction.
See what I'm talking about? You cannot listen. You can't listen. The Patty is the first one. Patty is the first one. I can't say nothing about Ariel. She's the VP of Rand.
Damn.
Roses are red.
Listen.
See, Susan has all the lore. She was there when it happened. She was there. She knows. It's been a long time.
Like what, 3 years now?
Yes. Go ahead, Matt. Go ahead.
Roses are red. Gators in the Everglades. Lawrence has been on PTO for about a couple decades.
Wow.
That's all I'm saying. Roses are red. I don't get enjoyment from all these fucking jokes about my employment.
Lord's got bars though. Yeah,
Listen, roses are red. Fireflies fly. Lord's got a job. I don't know why liars lie.
Oh, it's a battle. It's a battle. The best 2 out of 3. Smack.
Oh, roses are red. My daughter has a nook. I would cuss Petty out if she hadn't written such a good book.
Bars.
Roses are red. Oatmeal is thick. Roses are red. Oatmeal is thick. If you're at work, put your boss on real quick.
Oh, snap.
I got bad news. Roses are red, violets are blue. You're on live and Be Easy is too.
Roses are red. I don't like steak well done. Cause Be Easy be tripping. Bar won't be in B1.
I don't got no messages from him.
None.
None. He don't say nothing to me.
You know he have to go. You know he got to go live when the people not home and that baby not home. You know, as soon as he pull up and don't see them calls, that nigga here go live.
Well, in his defense, I did pretty much take over yesterday. He was supposed to get up there, but I didn't get down. Dugal went on late. He didn't get to go on, so.
Y'all saw Senor? He said, roses are red, pew-pews have triggers. Shout out to Petty Park Shakur, the realest of niggas.
Wow.
I saw that.
Well, all right, everybody. It's a Be Easy raid. That's my cue to get down. Because apparently he ain't going to come tell me. He's just going to go live and we're going to be like, oh, Be Easy live. So we're going to get down and go over there. Put the burgers in the chat. But like YouTube, I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for supporting the live. We're going to go raid Be Easy.
I got one.
What is it?
Roses are red. Trump has dementia. Let's go raid Be Easy. Tell him Bar sent you.
Hey.